Yeah, there's always one or two really good shiny spots, and then some stuff that maybe just doesn't tickle your fancy. Anyway, go check them out, the Contenders, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Red Dirt Music Radio. Be sure and go to our Facebook page for the latest ticket giveaways from all your favorite Red Dirt artists.
KUSN Sports Presentation.
Yeah!
The Red Ravens are on the move. What a catch! Unbelievable! Touchdown, Ravens! This is Coffeyville Community College Red Raven Football, brought to you on US 98 by Four State Maintenance Supply, the David W. Barnes Funeral Home, Coffeyville Sleep-Ins and Suites, Acme Foundry, Windsor Place, Community State Bank, Gillum's Retail Liquor, Coffeyville Community College, and Lay's Archery and Guns. Now stay tuned for the Red Raven pregame coaches show on US 98. US 98. KUSN.
And a pleasant good evening. This is KUSN 98.1. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan from Veterans Memorial Stadium. As we enter in another week of football, it's the Coffeyville Community College Red Ravens back on the gridiron tonight, hosting the number 2 team in the nation, the Garden City Broncbusters, as this team comes in, one of the best rushing teams in the nation. I sat down with head coach Aaron Flores, head coach of the Red Ravens, as we talked about this Broncbuster team, as well as a big win last week against rival Independence. That was a big week. They're riding high off of that right now, and then coming in and having a very tough test here at home. Trying to use that energy from last week into this week on a very beautiful night for football. We'll have a 7 p.m. kickoff tonight under clear skies as they could be right now, blue with a little violet in the distance, and the trees starting to turn as we enter the end parts of October, entering through the middle parts of fall, and it is just a beautiful night for football. Matt, real quick before we send it off to a few commercials. After those commercials, we'll come back with that interview I had with Coach Aaron Flores. But real quick, beautiful night for football, tough test on the field here. You think they can use that energy from last week and carry over?
Yeah, I'm hoping so, Sam. I'm hoping that they do bring that energy from the big rivalry win next week. This team we know can run the ball. It's a good team. They're going to pick up yards. What you got to do is limit 3-yard runs, 4-yard runs. Even some 5-yard runs are okay. Don't let them break the 20, the 30, the 40 or bigger, and start scoring touchdowns repeatedly off big plays, big runs. Let them hit the 3, let them hit the 4. That's okay. Just kind of control the game. We know they're not going to run a lot of plays because they're going to run the football. So if you they're going to own the clock. If you can be efficient on offense and just control the ground game, I think you're going to put yourself in a good chance to come away with the victory.
Time of possession will be a big one tonight. We will have the latest for you as well with Coach Aaron Flores coming back real quick. We'll take a quick set of commercials here on 98.1 KUSN. Back in a minute with our sit-down interview with head coach of the Red Ravens.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox $6,200. That's $6,200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruze. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141, MSRP 28095, Cruze 180150.
Red Ravens Coaches Show. I am Sam Speck. Happy to be back. Very happy to be back here, as well as alongside head coach of the Red Ravens, Aaron Flores. It's been a couple weeks, but it is good to be back, certainly. As Aaron, I've seen you down on the football field competing, but good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, certainly. We get on through here as week after week. We just were waiting for that win to come on back. And after this past weekend, we finally got it. And it couldn't have come against a better team, the Independence Community College Pirates. We went on the road. In fact, 2 years in a row, I believe that you guys had to travel up to Independence. Not too far, but obviously It was on their territory. It was an interesting game. It was a lot of fun, and you guys came out with the win. What was the reaction in the locker room after the win?
Oh, the guys are very excited. They've been working real hard to get to this point. We've been in situations the last few weeks where we've had opportunities to win and come up short, and kind of be put in that same exact scenario again and come out on the other end was very exciting for those guys. And, a big part of it was the crowd that we had there. Man, it was awesome. They were loud. They were right there behind our bench. They were intense. They got our guys excited, and, when the game was over, they were fired up to celebrate with them. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch out there, how you guys were able to execute the football and finally kind of show some life with the run game again, as in the second half. Marco Lee started showing some success as well. I know you guys like to kind of switch off here, but after his success running 124 yards on the night and that touchdown, as well as a very progressive drive that kind of led to you guys going down there and picking up that further lead in that first half. Obviously, Independence were to come back there. But is Marco Lee kind of maybe the 1 and 2 person out? I know Deshaun Massey and Monte Thomas like to get those first couple of touches in that first half. Yeah, we feel like we've got a lot of guys that can contribute for us, and we try to make sure that they're staying fresh and healthy. We've been very fortunate to keep all of them healthy this year, and normally you wouldn't be in that situation when you only have 2. We feel like we've got really 4 when it's all said and done, that can come in and make things happen. But Marco is a guy that each and every week has improved. We've given him a little bit more workload throughout that. But him being able to come in as a true freshman and learn from some guys that were older, I think helped his development along the way. And he's very attentive to what we're coaching. He sees what's going on out there when them other guys are out there, so that when he gets in, he has a pretty good idea what the defense is doing, and then he's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and I like what you guys do as well, as Thomas obviously is that big gap runner. He'll take it 50, 60 yards. Right. Massey will break one open too, but Marco Lee and Massey are those 2, 3, 4 solid yard runners every single time they touch the football. And to mix in and out of the offense, it seemed to work this last week. Now, Carson Proctor, he had some success in the first half. He only went 100 yards in that one touchdown, and that first quarter really was the area that he got the most yardage. Was that because the secondary of Independence was really good, or is it because the run game started to have some success?
Oh, it was kind of a combination of both. We had some opportunities in the pass game also that we missed on, but we were more consistent at times than we have been in the past. But whenever we can keep the run game going, that's what we want to do. We feel like we've got the security of it, although we did, I think, turn it over 2 or 3 times on fumbles. Didn't throw any picks. That's one thing. Again, we still have got to continue to clean up. We haven't had a perfect game without some turnovers in it, I don't believe. And, that's something that's putting our defense in tough situations, and they're on the field more than they need to be. So, again, just trying to have that balance between the two, not put too much on Proctor to have to make some difficult throws or tough decisions, kind of open it up for him.
Yeah, and I've noticed as well as you guys kind of set yourself in tough downs sometimes as well. Very long third down conversions, and whether it be a penalty, whether it be a dropped football behind the line. Right. I mean, it's just week in, week out. Now I got to ask, is there at this point there's got to be some incentive for an errorless game? You taking the guys out for a steak dinner if they don't give up a turnover?
We talked about some different things. We don't have anything on paper yet.
No pen and paper yet.
Not yet. No, it's one of those things that they've got to learn. We've got to keep teaching it. We've got to keep preaching it. Again, ball security is the number one thing. That football is the most important thing out there. Without it, you can't put points on the board. And our defense has done a pretty good job with takeaways throughout the season. The problem is we've been giving it back almost equally as we've been taking it away. So, yeah, there might be some incentives that we come up with here.
Yeah, and speaking of takeaways, let's get your first takeaway on the offense first here of last week's win against Independence.
Again, guys came out with energy. We kind of were missing a little bit early on a couple drives at the beginning, but I think it's because our guys were hyped up. They were excited to play. You would have never thought that we'd only had 2 wins leading into that game and any of those games so far. To be honest with you, they were excited, put a good work week in, and then just came out and tried to execute the game plan. And again, I think they were a little excited at the beginning, but as the game moved on and we started getting the flow of things and confidence started building up, we were able to do some things. We've had to mix and match some guys up front on our offensive line. Some guys got some opportunities to step up for the first time, and I believe they did a great job taking advantage of that. So that was exciting to see. So we never panicked. We never made an excuse. Oh, so-and-so's down. Another guy's had to move out to another position, and we never got into that point where we were like, oh no, we're trying to make excuses at all.
Yeah, and never panicked is a good way to describe it as well, because again, many times on this year you guys have had the lead, you have found a way to give it up, and then at some points give up the game even.
Right.
And coming out of that first half locker room, you guys, or going into the first half locker room rather, you had all the momentum, and all of a sudden it was Independence's ball game.
Right.
The Pirates had all of the momentum in the world, and again, you guys did very well to kind of stay focused. Again, defense stepping up in moments that they shouldn't be asked to be stepped up into in every game, but somehow they do. So the defense really not in really any question. We'll dive more into that on what your thoughts coming up against a very difficult Garden City team is and what you can do to defend them. But what is your one area of improvement here from week to week heading in for Garden City?
Oh, I think our one area is that, we've stayed together. And that's, supposed to be part of it, but especially at this level, it can be easy, especially towards the end of the season. Guys start thinking about where am I going to go next. We really haven't had that issue, and I'd like to say that we've gotten better at not turning the ball over. Unfortunately, we haven't, but the improvement of staying together, guys stepping up when they've had to step up and taking advantage of their opportunities. That's what I'm probably most proud of with this team, is that we keep improving on that part of it.
Yep, we got a win last Saturday at Independence in the rivalry game dating back to 1925. In fact, that was win number 80 for the Red Ravens. Big number 80, so congratulations on that. But we got a very tough game coming up at home this next weekend. We'll dive into that. Coffeyville with the win last week against Independence Community College. That was a fun one to watch. It's the win 21-16 after again, the defense stepping up in very, very difficult times. Not most defenses can step up in those times and turn the game into your favor. One example is the Highland game, where the offense maybe scored a fraction of the points that were actually up on the scoreboard. So this defense can do a whole lot, but man, we've got a very, very difficult run game to defend in Garden City. The Bronxbusters, obviously the 2016 national champs, and this year right now number 2 in the nation and undefeated. They are unbeaten right now, so what a fun win this is going to be for the Red Ravens coming up this weekend. But really, let's start with it. How do we defend against the run? I know that secondary is good enough to add some added pressure against the defensive line, but do you throw an extra lineman, or do you kind of just pad that secondary right there and maybe spy a few?
Nah, we'll put some extra D linemen in at times based on what they have in. I mean, they'll sometimes have 8 to 9 offensive linemen in the ball game, so we've got to counteract that with some D linemen. So we'll have a number of different packages like we do each and every week to put our guys in the best possible situation to be successful with whatever they come out in. I think they had one game where they threw the ball one time. They've had it multiple times where it's been 10 to 15 passes at the most, but they do have a good receiving core. They've got some really good receivers out there that can go make some plays. So I think they try to get you looking in the backfield as much as possible with your secondary, and then all of a sudden play action pass off of it and try to take a big shot.
Yeah, and I think something that does bode well for you guys is both your leading tacklers are the linebackers, and Deshaun Bell Jr. and Kevin Norris right there is to fill those gaps as well if the defensive line can't quite get there. So to pad those up. And again, the secondary really hasn't been in question all year long. I got to ask, though, you live by the man-to-man and you die by it, and yet you've been burnt by it. I haven't seen a whole lot of safety used or anything like that. In this game with the run game, that's really probably not too much of a concern.
Well, with Marquise being the size that he has, and Malik's got pretty good size also, we can walk those guys down in the box if need be, based on formations or personnel groupings that they come out in. So we definitely want those guys on the field. We don't want to be taking them off very often because they're able to run, and when they get there, they pack a little bit of a punch behind their tackling. So it'll be interesting to see those guys fly around against their running backs and their offensive line. They've got a huge offensive line and two running backs that do a really good job seeing the hole and have breakaway speed to take it the distance. So our guys just got to, be gap sound, not get moved off the ball, and go and make plays.
Yeah, and I think, again, speaking about leading tacklers, Marquise Bell up there with in that category as well. So he definitely knows how to make the tackle in the open field and definitely knows how to pack a punch. We learned that last week with a great hit over the middle around midfield. He had that interception, and undoubtedly our player of the game last week was Marquise Bell. So it'll be fun to watch the defense scheme-wise here. Is it a run defense that you maybe want to blitz a couple of more times than you usually do, or do you play it safe?
Oh, I think it'll be mixing it up. We can't let them get comfortable. If you line up the same way every time, it's not hard for a coordinator and offensive line coach to come together with what they need to do to create gaps and create bigger seams and holes. So our defense will mix it up with their different fronts, maybe moving the line a little bit. So, again, it's just about not making it comfortable for the offense.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure that you have seen plenty of this Broncbusters team all year. A lot have. There's not too many within the Jayhawk Conference that can really have competed at to this point of the year. They've still got some games on the schedule as well. Man, what are some of the things that you've seen on film that really kind of scare you about that team? Is it the run game mainly, or where else is your concerns?
Both sides of the ball they do really well. They've got speed on the defensive side. They mix up blitz packages out of a 3-4 scheme that they have. Their secondary can run really well with it. Their special teams, they do some different things that you have to be prepared for with their kicking game. They do a swinging gate where they line everybody off to one side, and then they have the center and snapper and kicker, or the holder and kicker, and then they'll move those guys around so they can do a number of different fakes off of that. I think they've attempted 5 so far this year, so you got to take time to make sure that you're prepared for the different scenarios that can come up with that. And again, they do a good job with just being consistent, not turning the ball over very much, and being able to finish off drives.
Man, what a difficult playbook to try and defend something as wide variety as that. And I'm sure really only film is kind of the only thing that gives you an idea. But yes, as many times as you watch that film, it's not going to get any easier the first time that you see it. Now, maybe for the guys that have never seen an in-a-field-like situation, do you practice those in practice, with the whole setup and everything, just to kind of give them a feel for it? I know it's going to be different in-game, but for someone that's never seen it, it may catch them off guard.
Yeah, no, we watch a lot of film with our guys, and then when we go to practice, we run as much what we call scout team, what the opponent does against each other, so that we're getting all the looks for the offense, all the looks for the defense, all the looks on special teams, so that we shouldn't be caught off guard with anything that they do. Now, they'll always have new wrinkles. Everybody does from week to week, but the main aspects of their offense and defense and special teams, we've repped them numerous times throughout the week.
Yep, you got to stay overly prepared for a team as unbeaten. No doubt about it, as they come in a tough test for the Red Ravens coming up this weekend here. We'll dive more into what we plan on doing offensively against this tough Broncbusters team, as well as we'll dive more into what we can expect from the Broncbusters as well. They're very good this year. In fact, in recent years, they've been very, very difficult to take down. But I think the Red Ravens are ready to do it. We're riding up on a good win last week, along with head coach of the Red Ravens football squad throughout the year, Aaron Flores. And we've got a tough test coming up this weekend. Number 2 in the nation. Obviously you got to stay focused. You got to stay consistent with the team. But, man, that's a tough test coming in. And really right now, what's the message to the guys, taking down like a number 1, number 2 seed? Kind of what is that message in the locker room to motivate?
Well, the big thing is we still haven't played a perfect game yet. We still haven't played a game of 60 minutes, air-free, no turnovers, critical situations, executing on those. So that's been a huge focus for us. The big thing is we've got to take care of ourselves. You know, we can sit here and worry about Garden City and talk about this about them and that about them, but we're capable of playing with anybody in the country. I truly believe that. When we're on, when our guys stay focused throughout the ball game, we still got our best game yet to play. We haven't done that yet. So our guys are practicing hard. We'll go out in the rain tonight, later on, and get after it some more under the lights and get ready for Saturday.
Certainly, and obviously an area of concern would be those critical moments, not committing penalties. That's mental. That comes down to just kind of building that discipline within it. But then also you can, have strength training, whatever it may be. But what are some of the things that the guys, I know they got to be doing something of limiting those errors and turning the ball over.
Yeah, we've done more walkthroughs, so we're getting more mental reps with movement, not just watching film and talking with them about it, or full speed reps, kind of doing some stuff in between also, just to kind of make it become second nature to them, communicating on the different fronts that they can get. So, let's say you're running one play, but that doesn't mean you're going to block it the same way each and every time, because the defense can come out in different things and you got to be able to adjust, or vice versa when the offense comes out in different formations from what maybe they've shown out of personnel groupings. You got to be able to communicate and adjust to those. So again, just trying to practice all the possible things that can come up during the ball game, so our guys are ready for them.
Yeah, and it's a tough task to do, but it's an area that needs to be limited, and it does come with maturity with it, as well as hanging on to that football, as well as we talked about this off the air, is the maturity to maybe not go into certain areas as headstrong as some of them do, and in prone areas where they could get the ball stripped or could get hit very hard or blindsided from a certain angle, and to learn to maybe take a loss, or maybe take the 2 yards instead of trying to stretch it to 5,
right?
And find those types of areas. So I'm very happy to see with the special teams as well. I see those guys out there. I swear every halftime the special teams guys are always out there practicing. Good to hear that you guys are on the turnover front as well. And then again, mental mistakes. That comes with discipline with the guys and penalties. The good news is a little bit limited. The unfortunate thing was a couple personal fouls. Those got you some big yardage, but the false starts, those awful false starts, they were a little bit limited last week, which was a good sign.
We jumped off sides a couple times early in the ball game to give them some free yards. So we had done a better job lately. That was something we had an issue of early in the season, kind of gotten it corrected, and then for some reason it reared its head early in the ball game this last week. So again, it's just a matter of staying completely focused and understanding the situation. That's everything. Understand the situation, where the sticks are, what they've got to do in order to get first downs. Our secondary's got to do a good job of understanding that, and linebackers and D linemen maybe get their hands up a little bit sooner in short yardage situations when it's passed, because they're trying to, probably just try to get the first down with it. So again, just understand the game of football and being able to react to the situations at full speed.
Yeah, it's a tough task to do, but hopefully from week to week, again, that improvement continues. Last week, close to 100 yards, but again, it was those meticulous, just little ones that added up.
Right.
They added up. They do add up over the game. We got the win last week, tough one this week, so let's go in and dive into what we plan for offensively against this great, very fast and physical Brockbusters defense. Do we try and run more time off the clock, or do you try and strike down the football field within the first couple quarters?
We're going to try to keep at a good tempo. I'm not saying a fast tempo, but something that we can get into a good rhythm, get first downs, build confidence, both in the run game and the pass game. There's times they're going to give us some passes that we got to take advantage of. There's times that they're going to give us numbers where we got a hat for a hat in the run game. So being able to take advantage of what they're doing, keep them off balance, is going to be a key factor for us. So we've got to go out. Well, again, with what they're giving us, we have to execute on it, or else it's going to be very difficult. But we're very capable of executing with the things that they're giving us.
Yeah, and not only that, from week to week, again, improvements have been made, but certainly with as good as the defense has been, with as many takeaways as they've been able to do, you got to take advantage of those takeaways and those good, good field position starts that comes down with it. So let's say it's the first 10 minutes of this ball game. Again, you got to take advantage of the runs or the throw plays that they have, but are you sticking with Massey and Thomas like we normally have for the first little bit of the game?
You'll see all three probably early. Nice. with Marco Also in there, it's just kind of depending on how many reps we get early too. Hopefully we're taking a lot of reps on the offense, so we rotate a lot of those guys to stay fresh, and that's what we're going to have to be able to do, get a lot more snaps than they do, not give up the big plays, and get the big play on our side of it.
Yeah, and one thing as well is, it's kind of an art form. There's a lot of NFL QBs that can do it, and it's very admirable, but to run the clock in a form and to keep a run offense in Garden City that can eat a lot of clock, they spend a lot of time on the football field, and what are other ways that you guys can match that, even subtly? You may not be making completions, but what are other ways that you keep Garden City's offense on the sideline?
Well, the big part, having good special teams.
Yeah.
Giving ourselves good field positions so that when they do take the field, it's not a 30 or 40-yard field that they've got to go. It's more 80 to 90-yard field that they've got to go. So hopefully they'll make some mistakes and give us some more opportunities offensively. Gaining first downs, obviously, is a big part of it. We want big plays, but they do a pretty good job of eliminating huge plays. We still play with the two safety high looks. So, again, hanging on to the ball and moving the chains, and hopefully, being able to be consistent to wear their defensive line down, wear their linebackers down, so that when that fourth quarter comes around, we have a chance to put the ball game away.
Yep, and it's always a tough thing to do, especially when you put yourself in those situations. We mentioned it very early here in the broadcast that sometimes you shoot yourself in the foot on third and long, and you got to take advantage of those third down conversions as well as not getting forced off the field 3 and out. So it's going to be a tough test this weekend, certainly, but Coach Aaron Flores here with us, the head coach of the Coffeyville Red Ravens football team. We really appreciate you coming down and speaking with us.
No, we appreciate what you guys do for our program again, and being able to come and talk about the program with the community, and it's very exciting. Again, I want to say thanks again to everybody that made the trip over to Independence last week. It was an incredible atmosphere. Like I said, it helped us win. I guarantee it helped us win. Our guys were excited. Hopefully the weather will be nice enough that everybody doesn't just sit up in the boxes this week. Come on out and get the stands rocking again, because I promise you it helps out, and our guys fed off of that.
I mentioned many times during my call on Saturday is how wild that far sideline was getting, as well as the team, and it showed. You guys were having some fun. Hopefully we continue that fun with another win this weekend. We got a tough number 2 team in the nation in the Garden City Broncbusters coming in. Again, Aaron, thank you so much.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to take care of my banking and the internet's down.
So what's the problem? Just give Dana a call at Community State Bank and she'll take care of it in person.
I don't bank at Community State Bank. It's an online bank. My bank's not just down the street. It's in, well, I'm not really sure where it's at.
Wow, I wouldn't bank anywhere but Community State Bank. They have great online and mobile banking services, so I still do most of my banking online. But when I need it, it's sure great to talk to somebody I know face to face.
Hi, this is Dana from Community State Bank. We offer all the convenience along with the services you want and need, and even throw in a friendly face to help you personally when you need it. Community State Bank, Coffeyville's only locally owned and operated bank.
This is Red Raven football.
The Red Ravens are on the move. What a catch. Unbelievable. Touchdown, Ravens.
Our guys are excited to wear the Red Raven uniform.
This is Coffeyville Community College Red Raven football on Red Raven football is brought to you exclusively on US 98 by Blaze Archery and Guns, Coffeyville Community College, Gillum Retail Liquor, Community State Bank, Windsor Place, Acme Foundry, Sleep-Ins and Suites, the David W. Barnes Funeral Home, and 4-State Maintenance Supply. Your home for Coffeyville Community College football is US 98.
US 98.
KUSN.
And good evening. The sun has set. We are about a minute away from kickoff here on 98.1 KUSN. We're just shy of 70 degrees, 68 here at kickoff. It is Coffeyville Community College. The Red Ravens back at home. They have deferred the coin toss, so they will be kicking it off towards the Garden City Broncbusters. Broncbusters, tough test tonight. Number 2 team in the country. They are 7-0 on the year. Red Ravens riding high off of a rivalry game win last week against the Independence Pirates. They are 3-5 on the year. Teams are set on the field. Coffeyville comes out looking slick tonight, Matt. They got their all-black uniforms on and, of course, the white Red Raven helmet, and then Garden City coming in with their all-white road uniforms, and then as well as their yellow helmets on top. So we are just shy of kickoff here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. A very good evening to you all out there as we are under the lights here for this ball game, as it is week number 10. As number 10 here as we make our way through the season. One of the final games of this homestand here. Our final game will be against Resolution Prep in the very final week of the year. But for now, it is Garden City. So Coffeyville will be moving from right to left here on the kickoff. There it is, a little bit of a line drive, kind of skips across the turf. Hard to return there for the Broncbusters that they handle it now to the 15. Past the 20, has a few blocks, and he gets smacked on his way to the sideline. Pushed out of bounds around the 25, 30-yard line, and a late flag comes as well as some words were exchanged between the two teams. And 7 seconds into the ball game, we've got ourselves a penalty.
Yeah, it's a Coffeyville team that's had struggles with penalties, but these teams don't really like each other. They're not fans of each other, and so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And of course, Coffeyville, the underdog at home, coming out trying with an intimidation factor, wearing those screen masks in these all-black uniforms, trying to get that maybe Halloween mojo on their side.
I was going to say the Halloween theme, as well as, again, the all-black, the murdered-out black tops, black bottoms, and then the red numbering on there. They look slick tonight, though the penalty will cost them 15 yards there. They get it now on the 44-yard line here for the Broncbusters. They'll line up. First play of the ball game in shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers and a man in the backfield. There's one in motion for the Broncbusters. Here's the snap. First play of the game is a handoff left side. Coffeyville all over the football, and he's met behind the line. And that's what you want to see, is those guys sticking around the edge right there and filling those holes against a tough run game.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest test all night, is how are they going to be able to stop that run game. They got a couple of guys that average over 125 yards together, as they're up over 330 yards as a team. So that's going to be a good test for the defense tonight.
And they load everybody up on that D-line. Here's another run play for Garden City. He goes right side this time, squeezes through about 5 yards, picked up, and gets to midfield there, and a good run off the right side, good pickup. That's what they consistently do. About they run about 70 plays a game or so, I think, is what we added it up to.
73 plays a game.
Yeah, 73 plays a game, and you're going to need to pick up some first downs, even with short pickups, and they do it very well. Garden City may be doing it best. Hutchinson, in terms of numbers, the only other offense that has played better than Garden City this year, but that's with a combined rush and pass attack. This is a all-run game here for Garden City. They go back to the run. Up the middle on third down, he stretches out, looks like he may have gotten it, and he did. Chains were picked up, 3 plays on the ground, and a first down moves Garden City up to the 45-yard line. 13:35 in the quarter, and Broncbusters not skipping a beat.
Yeah, they've already got 3 plays and a first down, and that's kind of what they're going to be able to do tonight. Is, as long as, I think, in my opinion, as long as you can keep them to this kind of, where you're forcing third downs and not giving up big runs, eventually your defense is going to come up.
Here's the snap from the pistol formation. Another run up the middle it goes. Still pushing, and gets about 2 yards on the carry there, but just muscles his way through the offensive line and was taken down. And if you've noticed as well, try to describe it for you guys, there's no one in the backfield, not even entertaining. Most of the time all through the season, they're very good man-to-man wise coverage backfield, but Coach Aaron Flores, when we sat down on Thursday, had mentioned they will certainly try and pack that defensive line, maybe throw an extra linebacker out there as well to try and match up against the run. 3 wide in the pistol formation, 2nd and 8. He wants to throw, play action to the edge, caught at the 40-yard line, still on his feet, and he gets bumped out of bounds. And around the 37-yard line is where the Broncbusters will be, just a few yards short, but a manageable third down.
Yeah, and I think, as you mentioned, on not having any help and stacking that line, that is an advantage, I think, that the Red Ravens have over a lot of other teams in the Jayhawk Conference. Is there's no no team with a better group of corners and some defensive backs than Coffeyville. So one-on-one matchups aren't a big deal for them.
Here's 3rd and 3 from the pistol. Man in motion and 3 wide. And flags everywhere. Looked like a little bit of motion. I'm not sure if it was Garden City first. I think it was a false start, but there may have been some motion on the defensive side as well. As the referees converse, we will figure out where we're moving. I think we're coming back 5 yards, and in fact it is. So a false start on Garden City. That makes it now 3rd down and about 8 upcoming after they lose 5 yards, and that Coffeyville will take that. You got to take advantage of it, though, and the way that you can do that right here is stifling this 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you need to force Garden into, is these 3rd and long situations. Now, you cannot do what you've done all year, and that is give up draw plays that get you first downs, and I think they might be expecting that more this week than any week before.
And they pack the house. They want to throw the football, though. Here's Garden City on the snap, and he's in trouble behind the line, and he gets taken down. The snack at the 45-yard line, and guess who? Couldn't be anybody different. That is number 37. It's Kevin Norris, one of the leading tacklers on this team behind the Sean Bell Jr., which, by the way, is another linebacker. So they get into the backfield, disrupt the offense, 4th and long, and more importantly, the offense for Garden City off the field.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you only allowed them to pick up 1 first down. You brought pressure and were able to get to a quarterback that can move as well.
Yes, he can. Here's the snap, very clean, and a lot of time to get this punt away. It's a booming one, has a lot of hang time. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Return now, and he hit his own player, and that's going to cost him. It actually doesn't lose him any yards there, but instead of about a 5-10 return, they will start right at the 21-yard line. So Coffeyville Community College makes their way out onto the football field with their offense for the first trip tonight. Carson Proctor back out there. He comes in just shy of 1,000 yards on the year, 72 of 143 on the year, 945 yards with 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He's been a bit limited, though. Last week he was just held to 100 yards against Independence. Thankfully, the run game stepped up at times in that second half. So he's got 2 guys in the backfield with him in the shotgun and 3 wide receivers waiting on the snap, and he throws quickly to the right side. That's Moore on the catch, and he gets taken down right as he makes the catch. So a pickup of only about 2 right there, but again, quick, very crisp throws there from Proctor. I think that might be the good recipe tonight here for Coffeyville, if they can pick up short yardage, more importantly, some first downs as well, as they kind of quickly get to the line back here. 4 wide now for Proctor, and 1 in the backfield looks like Massey. 10:55 in the quarter. Here's 2nd and 7. Takes the snap. Proctor looks left, wants to throw, and he was looking for his running back to Sean Massey, and hadn't quite turned his back yet.
Yeah, and Proctor was out under a lot of pressure there. It was good for him to just get that ball out. But this is a big 3rd down, because that defense can do all they want all night long, but the offense can't, one, pick up first downs and keep the Garden City offense off the field, then it's not going to matter.
Here it is, 3rd and long. Proctor wants it from the shotgun, throws, and he's in trouble now, and he trips up. So, and in his attempt to throw, I'm not sure if there was contact from behind, but he gets taken down. And, Matt, you had mentioned it. They didn't spend very much time out there on the football field.
No, just 3 plays, no gain yards after the sack, and now you're going to give it right back to Garden, and they're going to be in good field position. But, yeah, it looked like Proctor, his arm got caught a little bit, and that knocked him off balance and brought him to the ground.
Here's Nathan Malik on the punt. Now, in recent games, I'll tell you what, he's really gained some strength and can kick it very well. He's averaging at least over 50 yards, if not just about on every single one. Here's another great one into the wind as well, or with the wind rather, as this one's going to be returned at about the 43-yard line. Past midfield to the 45, and that was great blocking there from Garden City. You didn't see a Red Raven downfield for a good 5-10 yards after he made the catch.
Yeah, great punt return, which you don't see a lot of those too much anymore, as punt coverage is pretty good. Yeah, pretty good punt return, and they'll get the ball in Coffeyville territory.
10:01 to go here in the first quarter of play, and yes, on the 47-yard line is where Garden City will start the offense here. As again, moving from left to right, they'll come out with 2 wide receivers. Everyone else on the line besides a man in the backfield with the quarterback who's in shotgun formation. They bring that guy to the right into the slot, and they'll hand it off from the 50-yard line, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle there in the open field, and gain of maybe a yard at best. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, this is important. Those first down, if you can limit them to 3 yards or less on first down, you're going to be successful tonight defensively. And 3rd and long, 3rd and mediums are a whole lot better especially with a team that likes to run the football, than 3rd and shorts.
2nd down and 9, and a pair of wide receivers to his left. Man in motion, that's the tight end. They keep him in the backfield. Pistol formation, there's the handoff. Up the middle, and again, he's hit off the hip. Great tackle, and Coffeyville only allows about a 2-yard gain there. 3rd down, and 6 or 7 coming up here with just about 9 minutes to go in the quarter. Another big 3rd down for you coming up here, because as quickly as Coffeyville's offense came off, I'm sure they'd like to redeem themselves. And if you're the head coach, offensive coordinator, it's really time to start flexing the play clock if you're Coffeyville.
Yeah, you want to eat up as much clock as you can, because you know Garden is going to eat up clock, being a run-first team.
Here's that 3rd down, 3rd and 7 for Garden. From the pistol, the snap. It's a run play up the middle. Spins, and he goes nowhere. Red Ravens all over the football, and they stuff another 3rd down. And that'll bring up 4th and about 7 coming up here for Garden City. So it seems to be maybe the punt team, though it doesn't seem like the offense really wants to go anywhere. And there it seems like we'll get some substitutions. Kind of seemed like Garden City might want to go for it here. I was going to say I haven't seen too much more players come on out. So the Broncbusters may be going for it here. They will huddle up, and it does seem to be going for it. So 4th down and 5. Here's the first 4th down conversion we've seen. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Takes the snap, and it'll just be a little quarterback punt as he will kick it down away and give them some good field position. Tried to catch them out of formation, and that will roll it inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. So they catch the Red Ravens out of formation there, and it pays off. Gets them inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, nice little, that quarterback must have punted in high school or something, because that was a nice little pooch punt. We've seen Tom Brady be pretty good at that in the NFL, and that got him, down to the 8-yard line. And if the offense can't pick up a few first downs and get some yards here, then they're never going to win field position, and it's going to be really hard for that defense as they get closer and closer to stopping Garden City.
Here's Proctor on the first snap of the drive. He hands it off. That's Thomas, and he is wrapped up in the backfield. Garden City's rush defense all over the carry here on the first play of the drive, and that goes nowhere. And now they will have to line up here on 2nd down and about 13. So they lose a few yards there, unfortunately. And again, it already kind of seemingly taking their time a little bit more here on this drive, Matt. Inside the 10-yard line, certainly you don't want to make any mistakes. But really flexing out that play clock, hopefully using it a bit more. Here's 3 wide receivers for Proctor. Pistol formation on 2nd down and long. Inside their own 10-yard line at the 5. There's the snap. Proctor looks left. Quick throw, and he throws it up in the air, and that was a risky throw. Throws it into double coverage right there. Was looking for Andre Thomas Cobb, his intended receiver, around the 30-yard line. But again, he threw it into double coverage without a whole lot of power behind it.
Here's my first play of the night, Sam. Proctor threw that pass because he thought he had a free play. A Garden City defender jumped off sides, and there is no flag, and that's why Proctor threw the pass that he did. He thought he had a free shot, a free play, but there's no flag on the field.
I see. I did see some movement there from the linebacker that had, and again, there he was trying to do it maybe once more, trying to fool Proctor there with maybe some head games. He wants to throw over the middle, wide open at the 35-yard line. Red Ravens with the catch, past the 35 to the 25. He's running. He's not going to be caught. Touchdown. Red Ravens on the board. It is 6-0. 7:04 to go in the quarter, and Carson Proctor connects with Kendrick Jones down the right side. And he does the rest. Again, just a beautiful throw, about a 35-yard connection, and then he takes it the rest of the way.
A beautiful throw. Carson Proctor has not thrown a better pass all season. That could not have been any more leading your receiver and on the money to put it in a spot where he catches it and is able to catch it in stride and take it all the way, a 95-yard touchdown for Proctor to Kendrick Jones.
Nobody was able to catch him. Jones turned on the afterburners as that one goes through the uprights. It's 7-0. Red Ravens on the board after a 90-plus yard connection from Kendrick Jones and Carson Proctor. We'll be back here in a quick 60 seconds on 98.1 KUSN.
Helping you move forward. That's what Coffeyville Community College does. Whether you want to increase your ability to advance at work, learning to earn a 2-year, or just want to expand your horizons, Coffeyville Community College can help. And CCC is flexible, offering a traditional college setting, fast 8-week classes, or even online classes. CCC can meet your needs your way. Call CCC at 620-251-7700 or visit them online at coffeyville.edu. We are Coffeyville Community College.
It's a tequila tasting, and you're invited. Gillum Retail Liquor in Coffeyville will be hosting a tequila tasting this Thursday from 4 until 6 p.m. Anyone 21 and over is invited, but you must bring your ID. So come on out this Thursday from 4 until 6 and enjoy this special tequila tasting event only at Gillum Retail Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeyville.
From the 35, it's Trey Harris kicking it deep down inside the 5, and it looks like the Broncbusters will kneel in the end zone. That's a touchback, so the Broncbusters will start back in their own zone there. But big play coming out of the break here. I'll tell you what, it was an explosive play there from Carson Proctor. He connected with Kendrick Jones. They went 90-plus yards to the end zone. Red Ravens up 7 here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's exactly what you needed to do, although the defense, likes to score, but probably would have liked it to take a little bit more time. But they'll take it either way, and it's nice to at least have a 7-0 lead.
Again, 7 minutes to go here in the quarter, waiting on the first snap here this drive for the Broncbusters. It's a run play. They go right side of the line. They do get a couple there on the ground, but Red Ravens doing a pretty good job filling those gaps tonight.
Yeah, Coffeyville's saying, listen, you're not going to beat us with the run. We're going to do everything we can to not let you beat us with the run. They are essentially daring them to try to beat them with the pass. No one is farther back than 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and it's really mano-a-mano with those corners and wide receivers.
It is. 2 wide receivers, both to his left here. Waiting on the snap is the quarterback. He wants to throw. Left side, little curl play. It's caught at the 30, and he just muscles his way through the defender. Looks like a first down picked up there, and that's just impressive strength there from the wide receiver.
But a good open field tackle by the defensive back, because those plays like that, there's zero help. That one wide receiver is going to block the other defensive back, and you have to make open field tackles in this type of defense when you're going to just commit to stopping the run like this.
And those 2 wide receivers shift to the right side this time. They run it, though, left side off the line, and he kind of slipped up and tripped over his own man, over on his own accord, rather. Gets up to close to the 40-yard line, picks up a few. And this is what this Garden City offense is known for, though Coffeyville's been, on these first couple of drives, has really shown to prove on those third down conversions that they're coming up. And they're not really allowing easy, manageable third downs either to this point in the ballgame.
No, and again, third and longs, third and mediums, those are definitely places this defense wants to be, and that's what they've done a good job of doing.
Quickly out of the huddle, they want to snap the football again on the run game, and he just muscles his way to 10, maybe 15 yards, gets past the linebackers, past midfield, and picks up the first down. And there, again, just the strength, and if he would have gotten to the open field, we would have seen an example of his speed, but Garden City not messing around. In the hurry-up offense, they bring everybody up. Here's the snap already, and they'll go back to the run game. Maybe gets a yard or 2, but just trying to get the Red Ravens flat-footed, trying to regain some momentum. I'll tell you what, a 90-plus yard touchdown play will definitely shift some momentum. Garden City trying to gain it back.
Yeah, that kind of pulls the momentum with the way this game has been played early in this first quarter. That the momentum's kind of setting on the Red Ravens side with the way the defense has played and with the quick strike by the offense.
Now we got 2 wide receivers off to the right. Pistol formation here for the Broncbusters. 2nd and 8 from the Red Raven 45. Again, to the ground they go, and they get another 4 yards. Muscles his way maybe to 5. And this will be a third down and very manageable from about the Coffeyville 39-yard line. So 4:35 to go here in the first quarter. Red Ravens up 7 after a huge connection from quarterback Carson Proctor and wide receiver Kendrick Jones. Now the defense trying to respond here big and get Garden City's offense off the field, giving up any points and hold on to that lead. 4:20 to go in the quarter. 1 off to the right side. 3rd and short here for Garden City. And the quarterback didn't like the first play, so he changes it from the sideline comes the play. Waiting on the snap again. They'll go to the ground game, left side, and he has a hole, picks up the first down, and a great job to tackle him up. Wraps up his feet there, and an open field tackle. Unfortunately, being that close to the first down, they do pick it up. Chains are moving.
Yeah, that saved a touchdown, though. That was a good open field tackle. He just, that was the one guy he needed to get by, and he was gone. And it was a good job of wrapping up those ankles and bringing him down.
Great job here from the Garden City offensive line. As we notice now, they put 8 guys on the offensive line. Garden City from the pistol pistol formation once again, but a great job blocking. Again, they put a bunch of guys up there, but they've done a great job on blocking tonight, allowing those holes for the running back. Now they look to pick up another first down on the ground. He goes left side, picks up 5 yards. There's another first down, and right now Garden City, the run game, coming alive as they get past inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they've got Coffeyville squeezing inside. All those runs up the middle that Coffeyville was stopping, they're starting to squeeze inside, so those running backs can kind of bounce it outside now and have some room to run, and that's what they found the last 3 runs.
And Coffeyville, again, will stack just about everybody on that line right up the middle. They do have one wide receiver out to the right side. Looks like a timeout is called. Coffeyville wants some time to talk with their players. We'll take a time as well. 3:23 to go in the quarter. It's 7-0 here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Red Ravens on the scoreboard first here. Back in a minute on 98.1 KUSN.
Bull S. Montana here.
Oh, Bull.
No, really, I am. Bull S. Montana, here at Lay's Archery and Guns. Now the archery season's here. We're here to get you ready.
I'm always ready, Bull.
Ah, yes. Anyway, when you buy a bow this month, we'll throw in a 50% off on camo clothing.
That's half off.
That's right. 50% on all camo clothing when you buy a new bow.
That's at Lay's Archery and Guns, just 1 mile south of the Deering Y and half mile east on Road 1250.
And be sure to stop and get your hunting and fishing license.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
City quickly back out onto the football field, out of the Coffeyville timeout. They will set up in the pistol formation here. 3:23 in the quarter. It's 7-0. First down from the Coffeyville 20, and flags stop the play after the snap was taken there. As we'll come back, we'll reset. I'm not sure. I didn't see too much there. I was focused on the ball. Matt, did you see any movement?
I did not. I was watching some defenders run in late, and I was... It was. Okay.
It was a substitution infraction on Coffeyville, so that will be some free yardage here for Garden City, though right now they're sitting fairly well inside the red zone at the 15-yard line here for Coffeyville, and that run game really gaining traction. Though they threw 2 wide receivers out to the right side, takes the snap, they run it again, left side, 10-5, touchdown. Bronxbusters on the board, 7-6 is the score there, and basically untouched on his way to the end zone.
Yep, and that's the answer. That's what they needed to do, and they took their time and did what they've done all season long, methodical running down the field.
And they have got this crazy swing formation here on their special teams. It's very hard to defend to, but here comes the offensive line from the far side all the way to the line of scrimmage, and then the lefty kicker will line up. Just something to get into the head of some defenses, as there you see the Red Ravens kind of jumbled up, so they don't really know how to defend. Waiting on the snap, and Marquise Bell almost on the block. He did it last week, though. He goes through the uprights, ties this ball game. 7-7 it goes. We'll take another quick minute here. 3:17 to go in the quarter. It's tied up on 98.1 KUSN.
When it comes to a time of loss, more folks around here trust and rely on the David W. Barnes Funeral Home. It could be because of their compassionate care. It could be because of their guaranteed superior service, or maybe because of their fair and honest prices, or just maybe for all of these reasons, more folks trust the David W. Barnes Funeral Home during a time of loss. The David W. Barnes Funeral Home at 306 North Klein in Coffeyville, an independent, family-owned business.
Everyone looks forward to a good meal. That's why we do dining differently at Windsor Place. We call it 7 to 7 dining. Residents can come to the dining room anytime between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. for a home-cooked meal of their choice. 3 specials are available throughout the day, along with a full menu, including all-day breakfast. If residents need a treat between meals, they can visit our self-service snack pantries. Come see what makes Windsor Place different at mealtime. Call 620-252-4929.
And And here's the kickoff from Garden City after they get on the board. It's returned at about the 17-yard line. Coffeyville kind of retracting now and to the 20, and he gets slid down. He doesn't get too many yardage there on the return. So Red Ravens back on the field at their own 20-yard line, moving from right to left. We got about 3:12 to go here in the quarter. It's 7-7. Broncbusters on the board after just inching methodically their way with the rushing game. That's what they've done all year long. They run about 75 plays per game. They average over 350 yards, about 340 yards rushing per game. Again, that kind of fluctuates with it. On the year, though, 325 if you were to round them up. Proctor back out there on the field here for Coffeyville. He's got split running backs in the backfield with him. Now he sends one off to the side. He'll have two wide receivers off to his left. Waiting on the snap, and the whistles will stop everything. Looks like Coach Flo wants to speak with his offense once again. He'll rally the troops over. We'll take another quick break here as Coach Flo wants to talk with his team. Back in a minute on 98.1 KUSN.
Move forward. You can by becoming a part of the Acme Foundry team in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry has current openings for CNC machinists and entry-level foundry positions. Acme offers competitive wages, benefits including medical and dental, and a retirement plan through employee ownership. Acme moves careers forward by promoting from within. Find out more. Apply in person at Acme Foundry, 1502 South Spruce Street in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry, an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, Coffeyville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
Out of the timeout is an incompletion as Carson Proctor looked left. He was trying to go to Kendrick Jones on an out route there, and it was an incomplete pass as they quickly came out of that timeout. Got the offense lined up, but it won't matter. A flag is on the football field against Coffeyville, so they'll come back some yards here. It will remain first down, I believe, and I think it's just might be a 10-yard penalty, rather. And I think it was. Illegal hands to the face there from an offensive player. So that will move them back all the way to the 10-yard line. They're on the far hash line. Here's Proctor. He gets the play from the sideline, and he's got a couple of guys in the backfield with him. Two wide receivers to the left side. That's Kendrick Jones in the slot. He wants to throw. Proctor has to leave the pocket now. He's in trouble, and he just gets this one away. He throws it away into the sideline there, and that was a couple of big defensive linemen that had Proctor's number. They fortunate that he wasn't taken down behind the line.
Yeah, good job by Proctor to escape the pocket there and just get rid of the football and make it not any longer than it already is.
Yep, 2nd and 20 it will be with that penalty on the first down play. Shotgun formation once again here for the quarterback, Proctor. And this time 3 wide receivers, 2 off to the left, 1 to the right. Looks like man-to-man from Garden City. Now waiting on another player. That's Harrison, a tight end. Looks like he may have been a miscommunication. I'm not sure, but 5 on the play clock. Waiting now on the referee. I'm not sure. He's only got 2 to snap. And now it will be a delay of game. I've never seen anything like that. The referee stood in front of Carson Proctor, and now they will be penalized with a 5-yard penalty for delay of game. Matt, I'm scratching my head a little bit over here. The referee was clearly in front of Proctor. Proctor clapping his hands, kind of initiating that he wanted to snap the football. Now they'll line up. Here's a quick play. Straight out of the huddle is the Red Ravens. Wants to snap. They'll run the football up the middle and doesn't get much more than a yard, maybe 2. So not the kind of production you need there on 2nd and 25. So that'll bring up 3rd and 24. We got under 3 minutes to go. 2:53 on the clock, and we're tied at 7 there. Matt, again, kind of scratching my head on the delay of game call.
All right, so here's what I'm going to assume the rule is. When you sub in offensively like that, you have to give the defense a chance to sub in. Therefore, the official stops the ball from being snapped. But you the play clock still runs.
In fact, it does. As Proctor now in trouble behind the line, and he gets sacked in the end zone. That is a safety. Garden City all over it. And again, normally Proctor with great pocket awareness. This time it comes back to bite him, and that is a safety. So it is 9-7 here as Proctor gets taken down in his own end zone, and that will force the Red Ravens to kick it right back to the Broncbusters as well. 2:28 to go in the quarter. And the officials now will meet up in the center parts of the field. They converse. I'm not really sure. It kind of looked like Carson Proctor and an official had some words as when Carson Proctor was handing the football back to him. Obviously with some emotion running through his veins. I think maybe him and the officials did, but I don't think any action will be taken here. Red Ravens now again will have to punt this one away. So after the scoring play, it's now 9-7 here as we're just about the majority of the way through this first quarter. 2:28 to go here in this ball game. Garden City riding high off of a win last week, and in fact, quite a few wins. They haven't lost a regular season game dating back to the middle parts of October last year. They did lose their bowl game in the postseason of the 2017 season, but they're unbeaten this year. They've won every game, 7 in a row, dating all the way back to the beginning parts of September, and these last few games as well, they're really riding high. Not the most difficult of opponents, beating Iowa Central 44-14 and beating Highland 51-31. But then you look at the similar opponents as well, such as Independence and Iowa Western and Fort Scott. Very similar scores, though, and on the accord of Iowa Western, Coffeyville lost that game compared to as Garden City won that game, but very similar scores with them. So I think this ball game will be fairly tightly contested throughout the ball game, and we'll see how that fourth quarter matches up. I think it's going to come down to who has that momentum going into that fourth quarter. So now they're having to kick it away with the safety. It'll be on their own 20-yard line as Trey Harris now. He looks left to right and kicks this one deep down the middle parts of the football field, and that one gets returned at about the 15-yard line. He's got a good 20 yards in front of him. To the 40, he's hit hard, still on his feet, and to the 43, and a flag comes out. Came out from that far sideline. He gets taken down at the 43. So that is where the initial ball went down. Though there, again, just one flag out there on the football field right now. It came from the far sideline, the Garden City side. I'm not sure if it's on the return team or I didn't see a hold. I wouldn't believe it would be a hold. I believe it may have just been some extra contact away from the football. We'll see. Here's the call now. And it was a hold, rather. It was a holding on the receiving team, so they'll move it back 10 yards. Didn't seem like it was very close to the football where the hold took place, as it, again, came from that far sideline. Coffeyville will take it, certainly, as it's not as good starting field position as they could have. They'll start this drive from the 33-yard line. 2:20 to go in the quarter, and Garden City back out on the football field. They'll have 2 wide receivers split to each side, and again, they're running out of that pistol formation. 1 in the backfield here for him. Everyone else on that offensive line waiting on the snap. First down. Here it is. Run play to the left, to the edge. Spins away from one, and again, just picking up 5-6 yards consistently here. And, Matt, you had mentioned it as well. They're really trying to take advantage of those edge runs right now.
Yeah, and that's what they've got Coffeyville watching the inside run so much that they're being able to get to the outside, and now, Coffeyville's going to have to adjust. Adjustments are going to have to be made.
2 wide receivers off to the right side. Quarterback takes the snap. It's a run play, left side of the line, and he, again, just muscles his way 4, maybe 5 yards, and another first down picked up. So Garden City just muscling their way through Coffeyville, obviously after the safety. That's a kind of a tough play to come back from defensively and keep that momentum with your team. But this is a big drive here for Garden City. Could really begin that margin and start that to go. 90 seconds here in the first quarter. Waiting on the snap now. He'll get it. Pistol formation again. Run play up the middle, and Coffeyville Red Ravens all over it. In the backfield they are. Great job filling the holes that time. And that run goes maybe just a yard. Second down and 9 coming up. As though given the forward progression there. Again, Coffeyville was all over that in the backfield, though he muscles his way for a yard. Second down and 9 coming up. Just shy of midfield, right in the middle parts of the football field at the 46-yard line of their own. They're moving from left to right. Again, in all whites tonight is Garden City, and Coffeyville in the all black. 1 wide receiver to the right, waiting on the snap now in the pistol formation from the 46-yard line. Didn't like the play, so he'll look to the sideline for the audible. That's quarterback David Moore. And Moore takes the snap. They'll hand it off. Up the middle. Right side. Has a hole. To the 40, 30, 25. I'm not sure if anyone's going to catch him. He's now contested and wrapped up, taken down at the 3-yard line. And that great tackle there, and a great job not to give up on the football either is MacArthur Burnett. He went down the football field, chased him down. And avoiding the touchdown here, though, Garden City hurries up the offense. No huddle. They'll take the snap, and he's met in the backfield. So the run game is foiled out. That was Marquise Bell coming from the far sideline, making the tackle in the backfield. And just hoping to get out of this quarter with it tied, or with the score where it's at, is Coffeyville. And it looks like Garden City wants to do the same. So they will let the clock run out. It was under 30. And now being under what the play clock says, they will head to the sidelines. That will do it for 1 quarter of play. The number 2 team in the nation on Coffeyville right now with just a 2-point lead after the safety. It's 9-7 here after 1 quarter of play on 98.1 KUSN. We'll be back in a minute.
Industrial strength for your home? You can get it at 4 State Maintenance Supply in Coffeyville. The same quality products the big companies use are available for retail sale at 4 State Maintenance Supply. From cleaning chemicals to paper products, even upright vacuums. A lot better than you'd find at the big box stores. They can last up to 10 years or longer, and they cost a lot less than you'd think. Run your house like a business, getting more value for your money. Shop 4 State Maintenance Supply on North Klein in Coffeyville.
Helping you move forward. That's what Coffeyville Community College does. Whether you want to increase your ability to advance at work, learning to earn a 2-year, or just want to expand your horizons, Coffeyville Community College can help. And CCC is flexible, offering a traditional college setting, fast 8-week classes, or even online classes. CCC can meet your needs your way. Call CCC at 620-251-7700 or visit them online at coffeyville.edu. We are Coffeyville Community College.
And back here for quarter number 2 in Garden City. Right as the whistle blows, they line their offense up, man. They're not messing around. They hurry up the offense here. They'll have 1 wide from the Coffeyville 2-yard line in the pistol formation, and waiting on the false start call there as, yes, a wide receiver moved before anybody as the hard snap there from the Coffeyville, or rather the Garden City offense, proves to be 5 yards for Coffeyville. So a free 5 yards for the defense there, the Red Ravens, though it's still 2nd down and goal. Garden City on this drive right now just seemingly untouched. They are forcing their way through the football field after forcing the safety as well. They're up by 2. It's 9-7 here as we start this 3rd quarter, though waiting now on the officials as they will converse in the middle parts of the football field. I'm not too sure with exactly what the discussion is. Again, it was a false start call. A flag on this near sideline where the wide receiver had jumped, but now waiting on what the official call is.
Prior to the snap. There were 12 on defense in formation. We also have false start.
Well, I guess there is 2 penalties on the play as I was waiting on the official call from the officials here. So they will offset. 2 penalties will offset, and just a late penalty from the back of the end zone there keeps the ball where it's at. So Coffeyville thought they were getting 5 yards. Instead, these officials just right now still taking a lot of time to try and get back up to the football here. Just trying to get the 2nd quarter underway. From the 2-yard line, the Bronxbusters will be of Coffeyville, trying to get back on the board here. 2 wide receivers, both to the left. From the pistol formation, waiting on the snap here is the quarterback Moore. Takes the snap, run play up the middle, and muscles his way. End zone it goes. Bronxbusters back on the board, and they get up by 8. So Coffeyville now in a rut, down 15-7 within the first few seconds here of this 2nd quarter. And now again it will be the swinging gate special teams package as they'll bring the kicker over from that far side. He'll line up. And the lefty kicker now from the 10-yard line waits on the snap. Marquise Bell kind of spying over there on that right side. We'll see. There's the snap, and it was offsides. Coffeyville came offsides, though the kick is through the uprights. It won't matter. Should just be a rejected penalty We'll see what it is, as I believe the coach wouldn't want his player to have to do any more work. He made the kick, and it is declined. So that will do it. 16-7 for that drive. They go down, score another touchdown. Coffeyville now down by just a bit as they need to come out here and respond. We got 14:57 till we head to halftime. We'll be back in a minute here on 98.1 KUSN.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville. Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks. Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville. Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox 6200. That's 6200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruise. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com. Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville. Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141.
Welcome back, and Garden City kicks that one into the end zone, and 14:57 to go in the quarter. Lots of time to play here in the second before we head to halftime, though. Coffeyville gives up another one on the ground. That one from inside the 5-yard line. It's 16-7 here. Number 2 team in the country, Garden City Community College. Last time their defense was on the field, they sacked Carson Proctor in the end zone for the safety. 4 wide. Here is the look for the offense. They give it to the running back, though, and he gets stuffed, caught behind the line, and tackled right around the 20-yard line. So he'll lose about 2, maybe 3. So starting the drive on the 25, they'll lose yards on the first play. And now waiting on it out there is Marco Lee taking those carries in the backfield. Number 28 saw some good carries last week. In fact, really was a good spark to that offense in both halves, first and second half. Now waiting on the snap is Proctor. Looks to throw with 4 wide, looks left. Out route, wide open is Josh Moore, right on the marker. So it looks to be just, I would hope they'd give him the chains there, and they do. So they give him the chains up to the 35-yard line, makes the catch in the open field, though. And if you're Carson Proctor right now is just a wide-open Josh Moore, you've got to give him a better pass than that, as it would force Josh Moore to fall to the ground and forcing him to down the football where it was at. 1st and 10 coming up. Proctor works quickly from the backfield, hands it off to Lee. Still on his way, muscles his way through the line, picks up the first down to midfield, and he finally gets wrapped up and taken down, and he just shoveled his way through the line. And past midfield he goes. Marco Lee, again, there's the strength I was talking about. We saw some instance of it last week. Here's one now.
Marco Lee with a little bit, hey, anything you can do, I can do too.
Exactly, just muscles his way through the middle parts of the defensive line right there. Picks up the first down, and they'll be on the Garden City 49-yard line. 13:45 to go in the half. They'll have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, and that slot receiver to the right. And they'll hand it off to Marco Lee once again. Though Lee, he's met in the backfield, right at midfield. Garden City makes the tackle in the backfield. 2nd down and about 11 upcoming. As both Red Ravens and Garden City, I think after that big play that Carson Proctor and Kendrick Jones had back in the first quarter, it's really turned into kind of a hurry-up look. It's kind of turned into, man, who's going to run and get that momentum first? Who's going to take it first? There's a bunch set here for Coffeyville off to the right, 3 wide receivers to the right side, and 1 to the left. Proctor takes the snap, wants to throw, looks right, and it was tipped on its way to the receiver. So a great job there from a D lineman getting a hand in front of that one.
Yeah, and Garden scored 16 unanswered in the blink of an eye, and that safety is going to make things awkward score-wise because Coffeyville's now down 9 as opposed to being down by 7. So it's going to be a 2-possession game or thereabouts, making things kind of weird score-wise.
Now waiting on the snap here, a couple of bunch sets, 2 to each side. Proctor wants to throw, now steps up in the pocket, bombs it down the right side, though he underthrows his man, and fortunately, the Garden City defender slips at the 8-yard line. And he slips up. That could have resulted in an easy interception, and 3rd down and long turns into a very quick 4th down. Not the kind of trip that you'd want to see offensively right there as they go 3 and out on the offensive side, but, well, actually with the Marco Lee first down, not really the 3 and out, but again, those couple of plays Just not the kind of production that you need out of the Red Ravens right now, as again Garden City continuing to muscle their way down the field on offense, now waiting for the punt as they got their special teams lined up. He kicks this one away, and he kind of hits it off the side of his foot. Gets out to the 35-yard line, takes a high hop down to the 25, and that's where it's going to be downed. So at the 27-yard line is where it will be taken down right there, and that was G. Stanley recovering the football for the Red Ravens. Though Broncbusters come back out, and right now this is a big drive for the defense of the Red Ravens because, again, Garden City has been able to kind of establish that run game. They've gained a lot of traction here through that end part of the first quarter, and now this would really put a dent in the score if they went down again.
Yeah, I mean, this would fully grab the momentum if you're looking at 23 unanswered points, and this is what the Coffeyville defense does not want to happen.
Here's Moore on the snap. They'll hand it off again, and a great job into the backfield. Only picks up about a yard with that forward movement there. So 2nd and 9 after the first down carry. And just shy of the 30-yard line, up to about the 28 they go. 2nd down and 9 coming up. 12:30 to go here in the first half. It's 16-7 from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Garden City moving from right to left. They have that wind to their backs right now. Couldn't be blowing much more than 5 to 10 miles an hour. Lines up in the pistol. They'll hand it off again. Left side. Coffeyville all over him as they wrap him up right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there. 3rd down and 9. Again, Garden City trying to go to the edge here. And on that play and on these last couple of plays here on this drive, kind of all over it. Maybe adapting to how Garden City can have some success up the middle as well to the edge.
It's all going to be about in-game adjustments for this defense. And they're just going to have to learn to read. What are the offensive line doing? What are the backs doing? Are they setting up to run outside? Are they setting up to come up the middle? Is it going to be a pass? And it's just all about reading that offense and figuring them out.
Big 3rd down here for Garden City as they've got 3 wide, shotgun formation. Moore in the backfield, sacked behind the line. Marquise Bell takes it down at the 18, and Coffeyville's defense up big on a 3rd down. 4th and long coming up. And again, just injured a couple of weeks ago as he had a very extensive bruise, almost down to the bone is how Coach Flo had described it. So they sat him out 2 weeks ago. Very happy to have him back last week. Again, Independence. And another example here. Number 1 finds the backfield as he sacks him down. Big loss there. 4th at about 18 coming up. Punter stands at about the 5-yard line. They put a lot of pressure on that punter there, unable to get to him. And now that leaves the return man exposed. Back to the 30-yard line. He makes the catch, looking for some blocks now. Past the 40, past the 45, to the midfield. Past the 40 now. He gets into Garden City territory and does a great job of using those first initial blocks, getting inside Garden City territory, and Coffeyville starts the offense from the 31-yard line.
Big special teams return. First with the almost blocked punt, and then with the big return. We've seen special teams and defense be big for this team in previous games. Now the offense, like we've said many of times, has to figure out a way to capitalize on this.
Yeah, in that Highland Community College game just a few weeks ago that they had lost 47-38. The defense scored the majority of those points in that game. They come up big here. Now here's the offense again. Proctor in the shotgun. 3 wide, looks to throw. Quick throw to the right side. That's Moore. In and out of his hands, and Garden City makes the catch. Tip drill. He's got the football, and the Broncbusters take it right back at the 28-yard line, and that's not usually a number you see bobbling that football. I believe it was either Josh Moore or Kendrick Jones, and yes, it was Moore, number 8. As Josh Moore just can't believe it. He can't believe that went in and out of his hands. Tip drill again. Did not hit the turf, and Broncbusters all over it. They take the football right back. Not the kind of play that you were hoping for. And, Matt, you had mentioned it as well in the pregame to try and avoid the big play. That's a big play for the defense of Garden City. Here's how the offense, we'll see how they respond for Garden City. 2 wide receivers, both to the far side from the pistol formation, waiting on the snap. Now here's Moore. There is the snap. They run right side, and a great job there. That's the linebacker in the backfield making the tackle. Kevin Norris once again on the assist there. He averages just about 8 tackles per game. He's made his way into the backfield 3.5 times this year as well. And coming up big there on the first down. 2nd down and 8 coming up from the 30-yard line. 10:15 to go. And how does the defense respond? But more importantly, once the offense gets it back, how do they respond? 2 wide, both to the far side, waiting on the snap, wants to throw. There's Moore right side. Connects with his man, and shy of the first down. but a good job making that catch off to the far side. Great job by the Red Ravens defender as well to get over there, disrupt that first down pickup, so it'll be 3rd down and short. 3rd and about 2 coming up from the 36-yard line. They need to get to the 38. 9:48 to go in the first half of play.
This is big 3rd down. This is a must-stop.
Puts everybody on the offensive line. Here is Garden City. They do have one guy to this near side. That's a wide receiver. But again, they've got just about everyone there. 8 guys on the offensive line. Here's how they go. Run play, right side, and Coffeyville meets them in the backfield. Tackled down at the 35, so they even lose a yard there. And big play on 3rd down. It'll be 4th down and about 3, but they went for a 4th down earlier in this game. And I don't think Garden City wants to take that chance here. The special teams unit on their way out onto the football field. Great job by the defense as they make their way to the sideline, and looked like the defense wasn't ready for the special teams unit to get out there either. They get themselves lined up. Waiting on the punt now. The punter for Garden City back on the 21-yard line. Now, again, you've got to respond big here if you're the offense. Clean snap. And a big booming punt down the field inside the 20. Fielded at the 15, in and out of his hands, though he's got some time to get to the football. Picks it back up to the 15, and Garden City all over him. And the football comes back out. Broncbusters with the football inside the 5. And it looks like Garden City will have the football on the 2-yard line. I don't know. It looked like he was down. I didn't hear a whistle, though. That was the concern, is it didn't seem like the officials had made the call that he was down. He looked like it, certainly, on the tackle on the return. He had kind of bobbled the football, but it looked like he had full possession of it, and then on his way to the ground, he lost it once more. Garden City takes it right back, and they've got unbelievable field position at the 2-yard line, Matt.
Not ideal. Not ideal. Not ideal. That's all I got to say.
As far hash line is where they will line up. Coffeyville will come back out on the defensive side. Really, the only victory that you can get out of this is just to avoid them to getting into the end zone. You've got to force them to the field goal here. And here's more to line up in the pistol formation. They do. Right side, and first play untouched into the end zone it goes. Garden City back on the scoreboard. And they continue to put some space in between themselves and the Red Ravens. 8:29 to go in the first half of play. And when you turn the ball over on this many of occasions, it's certainly going to help any team, regardless of their talent. And this is the number 2 team in the country. You can't be making these kinds of mistakes, as here comes the swinging gate, the field goal. But, again, you cannot be turning the football over.
Absolutely not. You just can't. Losing the turnover battle is going to lose you games.
From the 10-yard line, there it goes. The PAT is up through the uprights. It's 23-7 here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll be back here in 60 seconds. Coffeyville's offense comes back out on 98.1 KUSN.
It's a tequila tasting, and you're invited. Gillum Retail Liquor in Coffeyville will be hosting a tequila tasting this Thursday from 4 until 6 p.m. Anyone 21 and over is invited, but you must bring your ID. So come on out this Thursday from 4 until 6 and enjoy this special tequila tasting event only at Gillum Retail Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeyville.
Bull Ass Montana here.
Oh, Bull.
No, really, I am Bull Ass Montana here at Lay's Archery and Guns. Now the archery season's here. We're here to get you ready.
I'm always ready, Bull.
Ah, yes. Anyway, when you buy a bow this month, we'll throw in a 50% off on camo clothing.
That's half off.
That's right, 50% on all camo clothing when you buy a new bow.
That's at Lay's Archery and Guns, just 1 mile south of the Deering Y and half mile east on Road 1250.
And be sure to stop and get your hunting and fishing license.
Well, after a devastating collection of events against the Coffeyville Red Ravens, turning the ball over on multiple occasions, and Garden City finds their way back into the end zone. It's 23-7 here as the return there from Coffeyville, trying to spark some interest, but he gets tackled down inside their own 10-yard line. So from the kickoff, Coffeyville not helping themselves either. Maybe it would have been more smart to just let that one go through into the end zone and have this one start from the 25. Instead, now with all the momentum against them, they'll start on their own 7-yard line.
Yeah, and there's some penalty flags out as well, so it could get worse. Although those penalties are at the 40-yard line, so I don't know what they could possibly be. I guess you could have holding all the way up at the 40.
And you would hope not, certainly, as that was nowhere near the football. It was down 10, 15-yard line here on this near side, and those flags are on the far side by the Garden City sideline. So, again, kind of just making these mental mistakes here from Coffeyville, turning the ball over. That is the big one right now. These turnovers are going to be the downfall of the Red Ravens. I mean, came out with all the momentum in the world, did what they needed to do to kind of smack Garden City in the face, and it hasn't really mattered here in this second quarter as they've established their run game. Garden City looking strong offensively.
Yeah, Coffeyville was going to have to come out and play as an efficient.
Number 36, receiving team. This foul occurred during the kick. It'll be a previous spot enforcement, 10-yard free kick.
So it will be a 10-yard re-kick against the Red Ravens. So it was a flag against Coffeyville there. So we will come back all the way and we will retry and do this once more.
Except for they'll kick it from the 45 instead of the 35.
Yes, indeed. So this one basically, if anything, was probably a best-case scenario for Coffeyville.
Yes.
Because instead of starting inside their own 10-yard line now, I would just go ahead and let this one fly through the end zone for a touchback.
Which is what I think Coach Sims is saying. It's going to work out in Coffeyville's favor. So maybe we try something different. I'm not sure. No one's really lined back up to kick again. So
yeah, nobody's really showing any indication right now. Again, and it looks like they're just going to decline the penalty. Again, right now, these officials on several occasions tonight have really, made me scratch my head a little bit. But no, that one will not result in a re-kick. So Coffeyville will have to bring their offense back out inside the 10-yard line. So with the decline kick, or penalty rather, after the kick, they line up on their own 7-yard line. Carson Proctor back out. He'll have two wide receivers off to the left side, hoping to respond in a big way. You're going to have to here. 8:19 to go in the half. They hand it off. Left side he goes. That's Massey on the carry. And Massey gets wrapped up and pushed down. I think he maybe got a yard or two on the forward progression there. So 2nd down and 8 coming up. But again, Garden City has been filling those gaps all night tonight. The run game really hasn't worked except only on a couple of occasions with Marco Lee. He's muscled his way through the defensive line on just a couple of times tonight. But the one sign of success came through the air on a 90-plus yard connection. Hoping for something big like that here from the Red Ravens as you need to get some life back in this offense. Two wide receivers, both off to the left side. Monte Thomas in the backfield with Carson Proctor. Wants to throw left side, and he's in trouble in the backfield, and he just falls in the pocket, and Garden City sacks him down in the backfield. Loss of about 3. And that will be 3rd down and about 10, maybe 11 upcoming here. And, again, great job. That started with the secondary with spectacular coverage down the football field.
Well, that's on Carson. He's got to get rid of the football. He and Coach Flores has mentioned this in the dinners that we've had with him. He is a victim of his own sacks sometimes when he just does not get rid of the football, and that's what happened there.
The results now in a 3rd and long, 4 wide for Proctor. Throws right side, out route, and there's the flag for a pass interference, and Coffeyville will take it, as they will certainly take the free 15. Didn't look like he made any indication back, and that was kind of funny there, Matt, as the defensive back for Garden City. He got down, did a couple of push-ups, because I'm pretty sure he would expect that once he got back to the sideline. So the coach has burned that one into his head very well, and maybe that's something Coffeyville ought to do here, as the penalty numbers have been historically these last couple of years and this year really starting to turn those numbers back up.
Yeah, that offense doesn't probably need to be any more tired than they already are.
Certainly, or the defense.
I think they have enough time to do enough push-ups.
As, in fact, it will be an automatic 1st down after the penalty there. As the officials end their conversations, they'll move the football up. A free 15 yards for Coffeyville. They'll take it. Or actually, it'll just be a 10-yard pickup. And it'll come up to the 16-yard line. Holding it will be. It was not pass interference. As now 2 wide receivers, both to the left side. They'll hand it off again up the middle. That's Monte Thomas on the carry. Gets to about the 20. and not much more. So picks up just a couple on the ground right there. 2nd down and 7 coming up with under 7 to go here in the first half. It's 23-7, Garden City on top of the Red Ravens right now. And again, if it wasn't for those turnovers, this game would certainly be a little bit closer. 2 wide receivers off to the far side for Proctor. They'll have Thomas in the backfield with them from the intermediate pistol formation. They'll hand it off past the 20 to the 25, and he finally gets taken down just shy of the first down marker. Needs to get to about the 31. And Monte Thomas almost picked up the first down there on the ground. But, again, Garden City's done a great job. Besides that one throw there earlier on, Coffeyville has had a couple of runs that really could have broken out, but great open field tackles from Garden City all night tonight. Proctor wants to throw the football here, or wants to run the football up the middle, and he's met on 3rd and short. A little draw play, and Garden City was all over it. So the draw play indicated the throw, but instead of handing it off, and Garden City wasn't having it. So the 3rd and short turns into a 4th and a bit longer. It'll be 4th and about 3, and that'll bring the punt crew out. And that's, again, response. This is the time to respond. You don't want to head to the second half with 0 momentum and try and gain that. You want to go into half with a little bit of momentum, and right now having to give the football right back. 4th down and 3 coming up. That's the punter lining up way back on his own 10-yard line. The snap will be from the 25, but has to kick it from about the 10, and that one comes off the side of his foot. Not a whole lot of distance, and a bad bounce as well. That one bounces out at the Coffeyville 40-yard line. So that will give Garden City unbelievable field position inside the 40-yard line even there, and it just looked like it came off the side of his ankle and had no chance of even getting over midfield.
Oh, when it rains, it pours, Sam.
It does. It's coming down right now. It's time to, again, we've called upon the defense on many times throughout the year. This may be one of them. It's time to get a takeaway and maybe get some points generated as well and get some energy onto that sideline. Here's the snap for Garden City. Run play up the middle. He goes, and, man, just hard to take down. Still on his feet somehow, but Coffeyville muscles them up. And no gain on the first down run play. 2nd down and 10 coming up. 5:05 to go in the first half of play. And, again, just both those running backs tonight have been an impossible test. Impossible test. They have been all year against all of their opponents. It's Charles West and Dedrick Mills, as both of those guys tonight have been just a force. They both have over 1,000 yards each on the year. Pistol formation here for Garden City. 2nd and 10. Moore wants to throw, and a great job by the secondary interrupting that pass. That's MacArthur Burnett. And Burnett steps in front of that one, tips it to the turf, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up. And that right there, again, we haven't seen the ball thrown more than maybe 5 times tonight by the Broncbusters, something we were warned about from Coach Flores, but man, it has been an impressive performance tonight from their run game and on throughout the entire season even, really.
Yeah, and, I mean, that's when you're that reliant on the run and it works, and, I mean, hey.
Got to stick with it.
Yep.
Got to stick with it. We'll see what they do here on 3rd down. They go back to the run game, right side, cuts back up to the middle there, and Coffeyville did a great job making the tackle on the defensive line there. Only picked up about 2 yards on the carry, so 3rd and 10 turns into about 4th and 7. So great job to bring up 4th down here. I haven't seen the special teams unit make their way onto the field. It looks like the offense will stay. So another 4th down opportunity for Garden City. They're really looking to ride with this momentum and just kind of squash anything for Coffeyville in that second half. That's why I said that last drive for Coffeyville was so important. Of any times here in this ball game that you don't want to lose all of it, it's heading into the first half locker room. You want to have some points, and it looks like head coach Sims wants to talk with his guys. Timeout, Garden City. 3:50 on the clock to go. It's 23-7 here on 98.1 KUSN. 4th down and long coming up for the Broncbusters. We'll be back in 30 seconds on 98.1 KUSN. Back in 30 seconds.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
We've got 3 minutes, 50 seconds till we head into our halftime report. During our halftime report, Matt and I will sit down, I believe, with the SID of Coffeyville Community College, Danny Marcuzzo, as well as give you a first down breakdown. We'll give you some stats and keys to that second half as the Red Ravens now trail by 16. It's 23-7 as of right now. 3:50 to go in the first half. 4th and 7. Garden City wants to go forward here on 4th and long. Wants to throw. Moore takes the snap, throws it over the middle. Had a man and a late flag. And that may be a free first down, courtesy of the officials. I didn't see too much contact there. Maybe a jersey drag. I'm not sure. But the ball was overthrown. I don't think he would have been able to make the catch either way. But an automatic first down it will be. And that's those are the kind of mistakes, regardless if it was a hold or a pass interference. Again, you can't be playing favorites here. Regardless, that's not the time and place to be making a penalty on 4th and long on a pass play that didn't look like it could be caught.
Yeah, and I don't really know what happened there. As far as we don't have the best view from up here on a play like that. But it sounds like last week the officials were letting them play, not so much here.
No, they are not. First down run play for Garden City. Goes right side off the line and gets nowhere. Red Ravens all over the run play there. 1st and 10 turns into 2nd and 10. So no pickup on the ground there for the Broncbusters. Yeah, you're right. Both teams last week as well, obviously with the rivalry. I'm sure some words were discussed between the two teams, but both teams played very respectfully between the two and very well. And again, the officials let them play. They let them kind of battle it out in the trenches tonight? Certainly not. Lots of flags between the two. Sweep play from left to right. Here's the wide receiver going off the right side and picks up about 2, maybe 3 yards as they inch their way down closer to that first down marker. Still shy. 3rd and about 6 coming up with now 3 minutes to go. Clock will continue to run here for Garden City. Inside the red zone they go once more. So again, this rush offense, their biggest win on the year, coming back against Fort Scott Community College. They won that one 57-17. They're looking to get to 30 points before this first half is over. They're at 23 right now with 2:35 to go in the first half. Here's Moore lining up in the pistol formation. 2 wide receivers off to his left. Man in motion here for the Broncbusters. 3rd down, quick throw, and that one's tipped up and almost intercepted. And the defensive lineman was able to get a hand on it and almost intercepted, just skipped in front of the defensive back there. Made a diving effort, but comes up short. 4th down and about 5 or 6 coming up here for Garden City. Looks like they want the special teams unit out there. That'll bring out the left-footed kicker. And they will try and knock this one in and make it a 26-7 game. A 19-point lead. Certainly wanting as much points up on that scoreboard before we head to halftime here. It'll be from the 24-yard line, a 34-yard attempt. And it's blocked. Garden City's field goal blocked. It's picked up. Coffeyville past midfield to the 35, 25. No one's going to touch him. 5, 10. Touchdown Coffeyville as they take it to the house. And Matt, we were calling on the defense. They come up big. They take it to the house. That is huge. Number 30, Breon Murray, puts them on the board. It's 13-23.
Absolutely huge moment for the Ravens. And we mentioned they were close. And you knew eventually that they might get a chance to block one and to not only block it, but to be able to pick it up. They know this offense hasn't been able to move the football outside of one play, and they had to score, and they did. And just like that, it's going to be a one-possession game. Well, no, it'll be not a one-possession game, but a much closer game. It's to be 9 points. That's safety.
Coach Flores does the smart thing. He takes the timeout. Now, obviously, his guy's full of energy right now. He'll kind of slow things down. We'll slow it down as well. We'll take a quick 30-second break here on 98.1 KUSN, though. Coffeyville, blocked field goal, takes it to the house. It's 23-13, back in third. 30 seconds.
When it comes to a time of loss, more folks around here trust and rely on the David W. Barnes Funeral Home. It could be because of their compassionate care. It could be because of their guaranteed superior service, or maybe because of their fair and honest prices, or just maybe for all of these reasons, more folks trust the David W. Barnes Funeral Home during a time of loss. The David W. Barnes Funeral Home at 306 North Klein in Coffeyville, an independent, family-owned business.
Well, I'm not sure who it was. Marquise Bell had a blocked field goal last week, but someone blocked it, and then Breon Murray took it to the house, forcing the score now to 23-13, and Red Ravens want to go for it for 2 here. So Carson Proctor back out there on the football field, wants to throw, little toss play, one-handed catch. Marco Lee makes the catch, and the 2-point conversion is good. Wow, what a snag, and it just looked like he palmed the football, Matt. An impressive catch on that far side. And then we were just mentioning one-possession football game. That does it now. Here is that one-possession football game. They go down by 8. It's 23-15. 2:14 to go in the half, and we were calling for it. I swear they listened to us. We were calling for the defense to kind of pick up something. You can't ask your defense to do that. And somehow the Red Ravens defense comes through every week and puts points up on the board. Not only that, but has drastically shifted the confidence on this Red Ravens sideline and the momentum of this game. This drive right here from Garden City will be interesting to see truly where the momentum lies heading into the halftime locker room, as Garden City's been able to respond well tonight after that first drive touchdown by Coffeyville. Garden City came down and all of a sudden put 16 up on the board, then going up 23-7, and now it's 23-15 after the blocked field goal that was returned for the touchdown and the 2-point conversion put through. So Ravens will kick this one away from their own 35-yard line. From left to right, we've got 2:14 to go here in the first half of play, and that's Trey Harris to kick this one off. So the Red Ravens line themselves up. From the 35, they'll kick this one down. It'll start the return at about the 10-yard line, from right to left, past the 20 to the 25. Flag down on the football field, and gets wrapped up around the 28. And that's where Garden City will potentially start their drive. Again, a flag came flying in from the backfield. We'll see exactly what the call was. I'm not too sure. Normally it comes with a hold on these types of plays. And it looks to be a holding on Garden City. That will be 10 yards against the returning team. 2:07 now in the half. And again, Matt, big drive right here. How do they respond against a big deflating play as they return the blocked field goal for a touchdown?
How does Garden City respond?
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't.
Well, exactly. But I think looking at this game from the long stretch, that momentum into the second half, this response really is going to tell a lot for the rest of this ball game. 8 on the offensive line. They want to run with the football here on the first play, and it goes nowhere. Coffeyville all over the run, and they tackle them right on the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up, and now under 2 minutes. But again, it kind of looks like they're slowly just making their way, not really quickly getting up to the offensive line that we've seen them do. They're huddling up even right here, so it kind of seems like they're checking out and making their way into the first half locker room, which almost leads me to believe that Coffeyville has regained that momentum.
Yeah, they're content. I think they're content with their 8-point lead at the moment as we approach 1.5 minutes left here in this first half.
We'll see. They've got 2 wide receivers to the left side, though Moore again will hand it off. Right side run, gets about 5 yards on the carry there, and a good job by Coffeyville to make the tackle inbounds, because that will keep the clock running. Now we are at 75 seconds till we head to the halftime locker room. The ball's on the Garden City 25, and it is 3rd down and 4 coming up here for the Broncbusters.
Now, if you're the Coffeyville, though, you cannot think that they're conceding to the second half and sit back on your heels and allow them to break something. We've seen them do it. We know they can do it, and so that's not what what needs to happen here.
Again, a major play on that blocked field goal for a touchdown, because now, instead of halftime just glooming in the distance, now we head there with a lot of momentum, and it looks like they would like to take a timeout. They will. They'll let the clock run to 40 seconds before they take that timeout. So another 30-second commercial on its way. We've got 40 till we head to halftime. It's 23-15 here on 98.1 KUSN. As actually, we'll stick around. Look like they just wanted to kind of chat with the sidelines, as we've got Sam Reed back in the studios here in Coffeyville, just a short drive down the way. Sam Reed making sure that we sound just fine tonight, as we thank you for working on a Saturday, certainly working on a Saturday night. But we'll stick it right here for us, Sam. Still on the 25-yard line is the Garden City Broncbusters. 40 seconds till we head to halftime here, as Coffeyville wanted a little extra time to talk with the defense. But I'll tell you what, what's the conversation in the halftime locker room right now with Coach Flores and the offense? The defense is all there. It's keeping them in the ball game. But how do you wake up the offense and get that play like they had on that drive?
I don't know what you say. I mean, it's just they've got to figure out. I think it's play calling. They've thrown the ball a lot. They're going to need this ball and take it into halftime.
Yeah, it looks exactly what Garden City wants to do with the football, as there it is. They do take the knee. I'm not sure if they have to get off one more snap, as I believe they do. 3 seconds is what separates between the play clock and the game clock. And, actually in favor of the play clock, rather. So I had them mixed up there. So that will take us into halftime. Garden City, though, again, conceding that drive right there kind of leads me to believe that Coffeyville runs into the halftime locker room with all the momentum. It's only 8 points that separate these two. We'll take a little break here. When we come back, we've got the SID here of the Coffeyville Community College, Danny Marcuzzo. We'll sit down with him. We'll check in everything athletics with Coffeyville Community College, as well as we'll check in and give you a recap of this first half. Right now, Matt, I'll tell you what. I'm aside of some big plays and some horrible turnovers given up from Coffeyville, I'm happy with the score heading into the halftime locker room.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy with it. You hit one big play offensively. You have the field goal return for a touchdown. Unfortunately, it's going to be very hard to rely on that kind of stuff to win ball games against a good team like this.
Yes, it is. We've got 20 minutes separating us from second half football here. That clock will run down. Again, we've got a good chunk of commercials on the way. When we come back, though, we'll sit down with Danny Marcuzzo, the Sports Information Director here at Coffeyville Community College. It's 98.1 KUSN, your home for Red Raven football. 8 points is the difference, 23-15. Red Ravens trailing Garden City at half.
What's up, man?
I love the home, but I'm really concerned about the financing.
What are you worried about? We checked online, and we're qualified for a lot more than this home costs.
That's just it. We received all these financing offers on the internet, but they don't know us. They don't know what we really can afford.
Maybe you're right. Let's go talk to Kim Hearson at Community State Bank.
I'd feel a lot more comfortable dealing with someone we know, someone we can talk to face to face, who'll be looking out for us in the long term.
Hi, this is Kim Hearson with Community State Bank. You don't have to rely on a faceless, nameless online company that is just trying to meet their sales quotas. You can talk to your neighbor, a friendly face who will sit down with you and discuss your individual needs. We are Community State Bank, Coffeyville's only locally owned and operated bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to nursing homes, our residents and their families would be the first to tell you Windsor Place is different. Innovative approaches like restaurant-style dining, spa bathing, intergenerational programming, and continuous staff development training make us a leader in long-term care. We're dedicated to making life worth living for every resident, regardless of physical or mental abilities. To learn more about Windsor Place, call 620-252-4929.
Move forward. You can by becoming a part of the Acme Foundry team in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry has current openings for CNC machinists and entry-level foundry positions. Acme offers competitive wages, benefits including medical and dental, and a retirement plan through employee ownership. Acme moves careers forward by promoting from within. Find out more. Apply in person at Acme Foundry, 1502 South Spruce Street in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry, an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Hey, Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeeville Sleep-In and Suites, Coffeeville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeeville Sleep-In and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
Industrial strength for your home? You can get it at 4 State Maintenance Supply in Coffeeville. The same quality products the big companies use are available for retail sale at 4 State Maintenance Supply. From cleaning chemicals to paper products, even upright vacuums. A lot better than you'd find at the big box stores. They can last up to 10 years or longer, and they cost a lot less than you'd think. Run your house like a business, getting more value for your money. Shop 4 State Maintenance Supply on North Klein in Coffeeville.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox $6,200. That's $6,200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruze. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141, MSRP 288095, Cruze 180150.
It's a tequila tasting, and you're invited. Gillum Retail Liquor in Coffeeville will be hosting a tequila tasting this Thursday from 4 until 6 p.m. Anyone 21 and over is invited, but you must bring your ID. So come on out this Thursday from 4 until 6 and enjoy this special tequila tasting event only at Gillum Retail Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeeville.
Helping you move forward. That's what Coffeeville Community College does. Whether you want to increase your ability to advance at work, learning to earn a 2-year, or just want to expand your horizons, Coffeeville Community College can help. And CCC is flexible, offering a traditional college setting, fast 8-week classes, or even online classes. CCC can meet your needs your way. Call CCC at 620-251-7700 or visit them online at coffeeville.edu. We are Coffeeville Community College.
You're listening to Coffeeville Community College Red Raven Football here on US 98 KUSN, your home for Red Raven sports. Now stay tuned for the Community State Bank Red Raven Halftime Show, brought to you by your locally owned and locally operated bank, Community State Bank.
It is the Red Raven Halftime Show here on 98.1 KUSN as we find ourselves right here in the middle of halftime. It's 23-15, the number 2 team in the nation, and one of the top teams in the Jayhawk Conference, the Garden City Broncbusters, right now with that 8-point lead on our Red Ravens right now. But as we're joined up here in the skybox from the satellites, as I say, way up here in the press box with SID of Coffeeville Community College, Danny Marcuzzo. Danny? Always good to see you, my man. Great to have you back up in here.
Thank you for having me, as always.
As always, appreciate these interviews that we get to sit down, talk a little bit about CCC athletics as a whole, as well as break down this first half here. But besides from those big turnovers and mental mistakes, I'm talking penalties as well as turning that football over, I'm happy where the score is at, and man, we're really, really close from notching in a big upset victory here.
There's no doubt. I mean, the number 2 team comes in, and our boys look ready to go right off the bat. But like you said, there was a few mistakes. I'm sure we'd like to have a couple plays back. But, I mean, as a fan, what a range of emotions we all just went through in that first half, right? I mean, we break it out early, and then it looks like, hey, they're going to put us away, and then block field goal. We're right back in this thing. They put their tail between their legs and went into halftime.
You know, as I was sitting up here, and I hate to do it to the defense so many times, but I was begging for them. I was calling upon them. I was like, man, they really need to do something to put a spark in that offense. offense, and we'll see if that spark continues into the second half. But obviously the defense able to do, and as Matt had mentioned, they were aware of that play. They knew that their offense was in a rut, so instead of falling on a blocked field goal, they did everything in their power to run it down 70 yards and get it into the end zone and put them on the scoreboard, and it's 23-15 here now. So heading into that second half playtime in quarter 3 and 4, quickly, what's the Reds Ravens going to have to do? Come back out with a big play like they did in that first quarter and continue, or do you kind of methodically run through the second half and burn the clock like Garden City does?
To me, on offense, we're going to have to make the big play. That's going to be the biggest thing. And then on defense, we got to continue to bend but don't break. That's the biggest things for me. I mean, those two running backs that Garden City has good, and I was down there on the field for most of that first half, and wow, they got some big boys on the offensive line too, but our defense has just continued to bend, don't break. One of the touchdowns they gave up, they ended up getting the ball right down there on the 2 after the fumble on the kickoff, and you know that there's nothing really they could do there, but the rest of the time they'd been bending but not breaking.
Certainly, yeah. Of course, you've got to think about that as well. And again, a bad punt. Now, again, he's been really good all year long. Malik has really muscled up in these past few weeks, but that punt has really, you know, there was a couple of them as well. The field position battle is in favor of Garden City right now. They need to turn that back in their favor, as well as the turnover ratio. They need to eliminate that, and then you're right. The offense right now needs to get to the big play, as really it's what's going to need to get that spark here in the second half. Coffeyville, again, they were the ones to defer that reception in the first half, so they kicked it off. They will receive in the second half, so they'll get Carson Proctor and the offense back out their first half. So, but along with football, there's plenty of other athletics going along at the Coffeyville Community College. I know we've definitely got some top-seeded ladies on the volleyball court as well, and a lot of basketball starting up here very, very shortly. I can't believe that. I can't wait to start calling more Red Raven basketball, as well as some soccer continually going on.
Absolutely. Well, with soccer, shout out to Coach Schicky, a heck of a year for the women. They finished with the 3 seed, went to Cloud County, did not get out of there with a win, so their season is over. They had one heck of a season. Volleyball looks to finish the year strong. Again, man, every time you get a chance to go watch them, it is an absolute riot. They play Indy at home on Monday, and then they had a little funny deal that went on this year. Highland, they came here early in the year. Coffeyville beat them handily. I was at the game. They measured the nets, and supposedly they were about 7 inches too short, something like that. It was 5 or 7 inches. So now they have to go to Highland and replay this game for it to count. And Highland's on a 23-game win streak right now, too, so they're no slouches. So that'll be a good little tester going into the postseason for the women. And then, like you talked about, basketball's here. And wow, you know, we love our basketball around here. The women kick it off, I guess I should say shoot it off, on Thursday the 1st against Redlands. It's a home game. It's just a single one. And then the Community State Bank Classic starts for the men, and the men start off on Friday against Fort Scott and then play Bethany JV on Saturday.
Man, I can't wait. Yeah, you're right. This area, I only got a little taste of it. Matt, you can probably speak for it a little bit more. You were here all through of last season with the Red Ravens, but man, they love their basketball.
They do, and the men are very good. It's a historic program. Herkelman has been, you know, fantastic throughout the years here. We saw what they did last year. Very good. Won the Jayhawk Conference, and hope to repeat this year. He's great at recruiting. He's going to have a lot of talent, and I'm really interested in talking with the coaches for the women that they feel like they brought in a lot of talent to go around with the talent that's staying. They had 9 freshmen last year, 3 of which got hurt, but most of them are back, and they've added talent around that. And they were off and on last year. I expect them to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, and they made a late run as well and found their a way into the postseason, unfortunately getting knocked out of the postseason. Then, Matt, as you had mentioned, the Red Raven men's team went on to win the Jayhawk Conference, not getting any luck in the national tournament, but again, walking away winners from the 2018 season, rather, 2017-2018. But we got some football coming up here for us, as, again, we've got some good time separating us here from second half football, but again, we'll take another about 5-minute break on its way. Again, that's SID, Danny Marcuso. Any last messages, any last words you want to get out to the listeners out there for all the sports fans at CCC?
Yeah, just some short real quick. How far did you guys make it into last night's World Series game, by the way?
I think Matt watched the majority of the ball game.
I tried to watch as much as I could, and then I got up and worked this morning. I was falling in and out, but I watched Max Muncy end it. So.
Okay, you are a trooper then. I only made it to the 11th, but that's kind of been the question going around. We had our baseball alumni day today, and so all the alumni came back in and got to know the new players, and that was the fun question that was going around at the baseball field today was, hey, how long did you make it? How long did you make it?
Yeah.
There were very few that said, hey, I saw that final walk-off home run.
Man, that's crazy. And what a crazy scene it was at Dodger Stadium. I mean, the crowd was still full. It was like nobody had missed a beat out there on the West Coast. And that stadium fits about 55,000 people. It didn't seem like anybody wanted to go home at 1:30 in the morning.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
So, yeah, it was fun. No, it's been a tough World Series for me. It's my two most disliked teams on the opposing side, Red Sox, Dodgers. That means I'm a Yankees fan, unfortunately. So, and that's probably good news for all the listeners out there because Yankees fans can rot a little more.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They can rot a little bit more.
We've had a lot of success. We can.
We'll take the loss this year. We'll take it. But again, that's SID Danny Marcuso joining us here on this halftime report. Danny, thank you so much, my man.
Thank you guys as always. Always great to be up here.
Again, we got
Go Ravens.
Oh yeah, in fact it is. Go Red Ravens. We got a good opportunity to pull off an upset. We're down by 8. Another 5-minute break on its way. When we come back, we'll give some keys to the second half for the Red Ravens, and then we'll get right into second half football here on 98.1 KUSN. Again, extended break on its way. Second half football after this.
Hey, Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, Coffeyville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
Bull Ass Montana here.
Oh, Bull.
No, really, I am Bull Ass Montana here at Lay's Archery and Guns. Now the archery season's here. We're here to get you ready.
I'm always ready, Bull.
Ah, yes. Anyway, when you buy a bow this month, we'll throw in a 50% off on camo clothing.
That's half off.
That's right, 50% on all camo clothing when you buy a new bow.
That's at Lay's Archery and Guns, just 1 mile south of the Deering Y and half mile east on Road 1250.
And be sure to stop and get your hunting and fishing license.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to take care of my banking and the internet's down.
So what's the problem? Just give Dana a call at Community State Bank and she'll take care of it in person.
I don't bank at Community State Bank. It's an online bank. My bank's not just down the street. It's in... Well, I'm not really sure where it's at.
Wow, I wouldn't bank anywhere but Community State Bank. They have great online and mobile banking services, so I still do most of my banking online. But when I need it, it's sure great to talk to somebody I know face to face.
Hi, this is Dana from Community State Bank. We offer all the convenience along with the services you want and need, and even throw in a friendly face to help you personally when you need it. Community State Bank, Coffeyville's only locally owned and operated bank.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
When it comes to a time of loss, more folks around here trust and rely on the David W. Barnes Funeral Home. It could be because of their compassionate care. It could be because of their guaranteed superior service, or maybe because of their fair and honest prices, or just maybe for all of these reasons, more folks trust the David W. Barnes Funeral Home during a time of loss. The David W. Barnes Funeral Home at 306 North Klein in Coffeyville, an independent, family-owned business.
Everyone looks forward to a good meal. That's why we do dining differently at Windsor Place. We call it 7 to 7 dining. Residents can come to the dining room anytime between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. for a home-cooked meal of their choice. 3 specials are available throughout the day, along with a full menu, including all-day breakfast. If residents need a treat between meals, they can visit our self-service snack pantries. Come see what makes Windsor Place different at mealtime. Call 620-252-4929.
Move Move forward. You can by becoming a part of the Acme Foundry team in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry has current openings for CNC machinists and entry-level foundry positions. Acme offers competitive wages, benefits including medical and dental, and a retirement plan through employee ownership. Acme moves careers forward by promoting from within. Find out more. Apply in person at Acme Foundry, 1502 South Spruce Street in Coffeyville. Acme Foundry, an equal opportunity employer.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox 6200. That's 6200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruze. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141, MSRP 280995, Cruze 180150.
You've been listening to the Community State Bank Red Raven Halftime Show, brought to you by Community State Bank, your only locally owned and locally operated bank. Now stay tuned for second half action of Red Raven football here on KUSN.
Half number 2, we are inching closer and closer to it. Welcome back in. It's 98.1 KUSN. It's your home for Red Raven football all through the 2018 season. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan as we wrap up our halftime report here as, again, great sit-down interview with SID of Coffeyville. That was Danny Marcuzzo as he made some great points. He made some great points into the keys to the second half here, Matt. Really, I know you agree with that point that he made. The big play is where Coffeyville's going to have to go here to get that offense kind of back on track.
You know, I agree with it to a point. Like I said, kind of right before half, you can't rely on the one big play and a defensive scoring or special team scoring to win this game. It's got to be efficient football. We've got to see something offensively efficient. I need sustained drives. I don't even care if you're scoring. Give me 2-3 first downs. Give me 4 first downs. Get the ball past the 50-yard line and do it efficiently. Have a 3-yard run and a 7-yard pass and a 5-yard run and a 7-yard run and just do something over and over again positively.
And I think in extension to that, my point, the only thing to add, I completely agree, is to eat the clock a little bit more.
Yes.
They wasted so many offensive drives, as here is Garden City kicking this one away. From right to left they go again. Coffeyville deferred the kickoff in the first half, so they will return here in the second. That one's kicked into the end zone for the touchback, so Coffeyville will start out on the 25-yard line. But, when you're only generating 1 to 2 minutes per drive on the football field, you're not allowing your defense to rest up at all. And your defense right now in this game in particular is being asked to do a lot. They went down and scored half of what's on the scoreboard right now due to a blocked field goal and put your offense within striking distance. 8 down by 8. That's what separates us. Welcome into the second half as Carson Proctor quickly on out. 4 wide receivers for him in the shotgun. Quickly, little bubble screen left side. That's Moore. Makes a move and he gets tackled behind the line. And I think he should have stuck with his first read there as he tried to do a little bit too much and gets tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was trying to do a little too much. Should have just cut up field and go. If Coffeyville play-wise outplayed as far as plays in the first half, 40 for Garden, 21 for Coffeyville.
As they'll line back up again in the shotgun. 2nd and 10 here for Proctor. 4 wide receivers looking to throw again. Out route, quick throw, quick catch, and makes the reception about the 30-yard line. So a nice 5-yard pickup and makes this third down a little bit more manageable. And this right here, this is the kind of play I'm talking about. Instead of rushing up to the line of scrimmage, use that 30 seconds you've got on the play clock and just inch your way down the field. Right now, Garden City, again, can do that against you, so you've got to counteract. 3 wide for Carson Proctor, 3rd and 5, takes the snap, wants to throw. Throws it in the flat, and he overthrows his running back as Deshaun Massey was wide open. He didn't look like he maybe had the first down, but at the same time had some space to do a little bit of something with, and Deshaun Massey is certainly someone that can do something with some space.
Yeah, Massey versus a corner on the edge, I give the go to Massey there, the advantage. But just a little too high for the little man who he is 5'5". It's easy to overthrow him, but you gotta just set your feet and throw that. Coffeyville's throwing the ball, in my opinion, too much.
43 seconds is all that the offense stays out on the field here for the first drive of the second half. There's Malik booting this one away, and a flag down on the field. A fair catch will be returned at about the 37-yard line. I'm not sure where the flag will come in. It came all the way down here from this near side sideline.
A gunner hit, just absolutely rolled over the top of a Garden City player. And I'm not sure if they're going to call holding or what, but he just ran right through him.
And it was a holding call.
It was because the Coffeyville gunner ran over the top of the Garden City blocker, and to try to help himself recover, he held on to the Coffeyville gunner, and there's your holding call.
So it is a penalty against Garden City. Coffeyville will take it as, again, only spent 45 seconds on their first trip here on the offensive side. Here's the quarterback for Garden City waiting on the snap now. They'll run it up the middle. He goes 5 yards picked up, picks up the first down, now to midfield, drives back up the middle parts of the field, and he gets wrapped up around the 40-yard line. And the first play of the second half for Garden City, that's a bit different than Coffeyville saw on the offensive side. As they give up the big run there, they'll get him inside the 50-yard line at the 41 is where they will line up. Again, just a big pickup there on the ground, and that's good. It's always tough. It's been a big, tough test all year long, is trying to match up against 2 running backs. Not just one that can do a lot of damage, but 2. Again, they put 9 guys up on the offensive line. Or 8 on the offensive line, 1 to the outside. This time up the middle, and Coffeyville all over it. Great job there by the run defense, swarming on the run. And that goes nowhere. Second down and 10. Garden City has done a great job tonight by sticking with the run. When you have a run offense, you have to establish it, and you have to stick with it. So those run plays are going to happen. That goes nowhere. Second down and 10 with 13:15 to go in the quarter. Shotgun formation, as Moore will line up with 3 wide receivers, 2 to his left, now a man in motion. They'll sweep that man. He's got a couple of blockers, picks up about 4, and he's met maybe 5 yards there before he gets taken down, and 3rd and manageable coming up. So a nice idea there from Garden City to sweep the wide receiver from left to right, and picks up a good chunk of yardage. 3rd down and 5 coming up from the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and you mentioned, really, it's just been one guy tonight rushing the football for them, Dedrick Mills. He's got in that first half, he had 161 yards.
From the 36-yard line, here comes Garden City. Once again, Moore in the pistol formation this time. Split wide receivers to each side. He'll hand it off on 3rd down. Still on his feet, picks up the first down, and he was taken down by Marquise Bell there in the secondary, and almost resulted in more points. Again, number 1, Marquise Bell, avoiding the touchdown there by wrapping up the legs.
Yeah, heads-up play. He's been really one of the best players on the field tonight. One of the best defenders we've seen this year, period. And he's a catalyst. And we saw him missed in that one game, and he's a catalyst for this offense, or for this defense for sure.
Man in motion, though, they'll hand it off once again. Garden City to the ground. 5 yards picked up off the left side. Even more. Gets close to the first down marker. Looks to be right on it, if not about a 9-yard pickup. And they seem to be just shy of the first down. So 11:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And they will call it short of the first down. They needed to get about an extra foot. 2nd down and a very short 1 coming up. Pistol formation, both wide receivers off to the right here for Moore. Didn't like the first play on the scrimmage there, so he'll go to the sideline for the audible. Lines back up, waiting on the snap now. Here's the quarterback, gets it. They'll run left off the line. Has a block and gets through it is Coffeyville, and a great job to expose that, but I believe he had enough to pick up the first down. Just enough. Again, a great pickup on that first down play made second down a very easy pickup to get to the chains, and they get him. They'll move the chains up. First down now, ball on the 17-yard line. And Garden City continuing to just inch their way down the football field. 11 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. That's the difference as well. As you mentioned, sustainability, sustained drives. Coffeyville was out there for 40 seconds. That left the clock at 14:15. 14 minutes, 15 seconds. We're down to almost 11 minutes. So Garden City really taking some time off the clock and taking advantage of their drives as well. Back to the ground game, and he gets knocked up right next to the line of scrimmage there. And he does a good job trying to stay on his feet just a little bit, so he does pick up a couple there on the ground off of the run game, but only a few. Second down and 7 coming up here inside now the 15-yard line. And all but one time tonight, and that was the biggest difference too, have they scored in the red zone on the blocked field goal. Was Coffeyville's one time that they avoided that, and actually Red Ravens went down and scored some points. So another audible here from quarterback. That's David Moore looking to the sideline for a new play. Garden City now lines up again in the pistol formation. Looks to maybe have a defender off sides, and that's not going to matter. Garden City runs the football through the right side. Touchdown, Bronkbusters. And he just shades off the first tackler. And, again, just muscles his way into the end zone. It's been a tough run game all year. On their first drive here in the second half, back on the scoreboard they go. It's 29-15.
Yeah, not exactly how you wanted to start the second half if you're Coffeyville. To go essentially 3 and out and then let a long sustained drive that leads to a touchdown for Garden further trailing now.
Yeah, that just puts a bigger deficit in between these two teams, as now looking to make it 30-15 is the kicker here, left foot. He'll line up waiting on the PAT. Waiting on a clean snap as well. He gets both. That one is through the uprights, and it's good. So it is 30-15, 15-point deficit for the Red Ravens right now. We'll be back here in 60 seconds on 98.1 KUSN as the Red Ravens back on the football field on the offensive side. Back in a minute.
Hey, Raven fans, coming into town for a game? Make it a great weekend. Reserve your room at Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, Coffeyville's premier home away from home. Enjoy plush, clean accommodations, a free continental breakfast, indoor pool, Wi-Fi, and superior staff and services. Ask about special AARP and military discounts. Coffeyville Sleep-In and Suites, a proud supporter of the Red Ravens.
Industrial strength for your home? You can get it at 4 State Maintenance Supply in Coffeyville. The same quality products the big companies use are available for retail sale at 4 State Maintenance Supply. From cleaning chemicals to paper products, even upright vacuums. A lot better than you'd find at the big box stores. They can last up to 10 years or longer, and they cost a lot less than you'd think. Run your house like a business, getting more value for your money. Shop 4 State Maintenance Supply on North Klein in Coffeyville.
And welcome back in, your home for Red Raven football. Garden City back on the scoreboard, tacking on another touchdown, putting themselves up by 15. It's 30-15 with 10:18 to go here in the third quarter. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan, again on your home for Red Raven football. 98.1 KUSN. Now it's time to respond here for the offense. Again, going into that first half locker room, it was the defense that put them back in charge of the momentum, and then the offense came back out looking to do something with it. Instead, they came out flat-footed. Here's the first carry, and again, the run defense all over. Looked like Monte Thomas on the carry. That goes nowhere, so the first play of the drive gets stuffed in the backfield, 2nd and 11 off the first down run play. So that one goes nowhere. Actually, it is Marco Lee out there doing the run carry. Carson Proctor under center as well, and they bring a couple of wide receiver. Andre Thomas Cobb to that far side, and Kendrick Jones here to the near side. 2 in the backfield with Proctor. They'll hand it off. That is Lee once again, rather. Marco Lee goes right side and doesn't get much more than the original line of scrimmage. So picks up that yard that he lost, but Marco Lee makes it now 3rd down and 10. 9:30 to go. And again, taking 40 seconds off the clock at this point, you've really got to start thinking about time and clock management. You're not winning this ball game by any means, but you don't want to give it back to Garden City any quicker. 4 wide receivers here for Coffeyville. Proctor will line up in the shotgun formation. Ball's on the 25-yard line. 3rd and 10 here for the Red Ravens. Low snap, but he gets it clean. Steps up in the pocket. Now has to move the pocket, and he just throws it out of bounds as he had a couple of Broncbusters right on his heels. 4th down and 10 coming up. And again, only took off 63 seconds off the clock that they started this drive until this moment. So the punt crew will come back out. That clock will sit at 9:06. And then we'll see Garden City's offense make their way back out onto the football field. So the punter, obviously the snap will come from the 25-yard line, but he lines up around the 11, and the return man for Garden City back at his own 35-yard line. So now waiting on the snap here is Coffeyville. From left to right, he is kicking into the wind. There's the snap, and it's tipped, and a pretty good tip as well, as that one isn't going to get much past the 45-yard line. So Garden City gets back into the backfield and disrupts the punt. It certainly wasn't blocked by any means, blocked in the backfield, but it was tipped. It was altered, didn't get as far as it should have. And Garden City now with the blocked punt will have great starting field position. They'll line up on Coffeyville's 44-yard line. And that's just a heads-up play there from Garden City. They'd almost came on the last one, and this time they were finally able to get back there and disrupt it. So now Moore will come out. He'll have 3 wide receivers, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. From the pistol, waiting on the snap here on 1st down. Didn't like the first play he saw, so he heads to the sideline for the audible. Again, Moore, the quarterback, his redshirt sophomore, 6'2", 200 pounds. He can throw it very well, but he loves handing it off to those 2 backs. He does just that. They run it straight up the middle and muscles his way to about 4 yards. So he takes it from the 44 down to the 40. And does a great job again up the middle, Matt. It's just meticulous. It really is, to try and defend against a team that can pick up 4 yards at a time, take you down for the big play. But, those 3-4-yard pickups and then consistent first downs, it's deflating.
Yeah, as long as the team can run for 4 yards every time, you're going to get a first down, and that's what they've been able to do. Very meticulous.
Yes, again, they'll head to the run game. Moore hands it off to his running back, and he was 1 step away from taking that one to the house. He picks up the first down, past the 35-yard line, and again, a linebacker was just able to get his arm out and clip the runner. And again, probably saved a touchdown. He had a lot of momentum and speed behind him. They'll go back to the run game, right side, and another 4 or 5 yards picked up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it at this point if you're Garden City, as Coffeyville has no response for this offensive line right now. In terms of size advantage, you heard from SID, Danny Marcuzzo. He's been down there on the field and then looking at it on paper as well. Garden City wins this battle by a few times. Size advantage is clearly with Garden City. They've got some big guys up on that offensive line. Not only that, there's 8 guys right now. There's 8 offensive linemen as they'll hand it off once more on the run play. 2nd and 5. Goes right side. He's close to the first down and muscles his way to the first down. Looks like they pick up the change. They do. Another 5-6 yard carry. And they push this one now close to 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Down by 15. Are the Red Ravens. It's 30-15. As another 1st down and 10 coming up here for the Garden City Broncbusters. They're at the 22-yard line on that far hash line. In the all-whites tonight is the road team, and then all blacks. They look pretty slick in those all-black home uniforms as the Red Ravens. Now 3 wide, though again they'll go to the ground game, and right on top of it there is the defensive lineman for Coffeyville. They take him down in the backfield, no carry. Maybe about a yard gain there on the carry, rather. So 2nd down and 9 coming up. Under 7 to play here in the quarter. And we were speaking with Aaron Flores, head coach of the Red Ravens, on Thursday as we sat down with him with our weekly talk. Matt, he had mentioned they had won a football game without throwing the football more than 5 times.
Yeah, and they don't really need to. In that first half, they threw it 6. But they don't need to, especially late in the half when they can wear a defense down like this. And
there's a throw play, right side, almost intercepted, stepped in front of there. And again, with the run play as effective as it is and as good of a secondary that Coffeyville has, why would you run the football? Or why would you throw the football, rather, as Malik Smith almost steps in. That would have been his 5th interception on the year. That leads the team. He's up there. Both him, Troy Simon, and MacArthur Burnett have 4 interceptions. So you talk about a ball-hawking secondary. This is, it's Coffeyville. So third down and long here for Garden City. Big third down for the defense. 2 wide receivers off to the right for the Broncbusters, so they hand it off again. Up the middle he goes, muscling his way, and he's still short of the first down. But, man, just taking over this run defense right now. Both of those guys averaging about 140, 150 yards on the ground tonight, and they are well on their way. So that will actually force the offense off the field. Great job from Coffeyville. So on third and long, they force a fourth and short as the run play comes up short. And that'll bring out the field goal unit once again. Ball will be lined up at about the 22, so a 32-yard field goal on its way. Basically in the middle of the field here for the left-footed kicker. Waiting on the snap, it's a clean one, and it's a fake. They look to go for it on the throw. He has to get it away, and it's caught inside the chains. They pick up the first down, and just a roll-out fake field goal. And right there, that was just a wide receiver winning the battle. It was a one-on-one challenge over on that far side. He just steps in front of the defensive back and overpowers him. Simply won the battle.
Does a heck of a throw on the run, put it on a dime to get it to the only spot that the wide receiver can come away with the catch.
As that will force Garden City now with a pretty fortunate situation. First and goal from the 10-yard line here. Pistol formation, and they'll send both of those wide receivers to the left. Though they'll run the football once more. Straight up the middle he goes nowhere. Coffeyville all over at that time. Now close to 5 minutes left in the quarter. 5:10 to go. Still down by 15 are the Red Ravens. And just trying, hoping to avoid giving up another touchdown here in this second half. As really, though, the defense, that's not the tough part. The defense right now is not the questionable part of this play tonight for Coffeyville. It is the offense. They look lost here in this second half, as now waiting on the snap again is the quarterback Moore. 2 wide receivers, both off to the left, one in the slot. And now in the shotgun formation, he'll take the snap, and he'll hang on to it himself. Little quarterback sneak to the 5, and the sneak goes into the end zone. Touchdown. Broncbusters and Garden City back on the board. It's 36 now, 36-15. As we knew coming into this one, it was going to be a tough test, but now you can kind of see that tiredness and fatigue setting in here for the Coffeyville defense. That offense has really set them up for failure here.
Yeah, you kind of had a feeling that if they were going to have to be on the field a lot, they were going to eventually get worn out, especially against this type of team. Really, Garden City is the worst matchup for this defense. A team that doesn't throw a lot. It's Coffeyville likes to pick the ball off. And then they aren't great at stopping the run. So it's not a great matchup as far as the defense is concerned.
Waiting on the kicker again. There he is. Up through the uprights it goes. 37-15 it is. 4:37 to go in the third quarter. We'll take a quick 60-second break. When we come back, we'll have more football for you on 98.1 KUSN.
Helping you move forward. That's what Coffeyville Community College does. Whether you want to increase your ability to advance at work, learning to earn a 2-year, or just want to expand your horizons, Coffeyville Community College can help. And CCC is flexible, offering a traditional college setting, fast 8-week classes, or even online classes. CCC can meet your needs your way. Call CCC at 620-251-7700 or visit them online at coffeyville.edu. We are Coffeyville Community College.
It's a tequila tasting, and you're invited. Gillum Retail Liquor in Coffeyville will be hosting a tequila tasting this Thursday from 4 until 6 p.m. Anyone 21 and over is invited, but you must bring your ID. So come on out this Thursday from 4 until 6 and enjoy this special tequila tasting event only at Gillum Retail Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeyville.
And a bad decision here by the return man on the kickoff, as that one again from right to left from the Garden City Broncbusters was brought out from about 4 yards deep into the end zone. He thought he could return it past the 20. Instead, he gets stopped right at the 11-yard line. So that is where Coffeyville's offense will come back out and start their operation after giving up another touchdown. So Garden City back on the board. 37-15. We got 4:32 left here in this ball game, and I know it's always something that Coffeyville's got to come out with, but do you just start throwing the football down the field and hoping for a Hail Mary at this point, or what do you try and do to try and get some completions? It's not like Carson Proctor hasn't thrown turnovers tonight. He just hasn't been accurate.
Oh, do you expect me to answer this? I don't really know.
We'll see what the offense does have to
maybe
bring.
they should try to run the football. They don't have a lot of yards rushing, but I think they had 9 in the first half.
Struggling offensively, certainly. Little miscommunication there on the offensive side. They were looking for a bubble screen on this right side, and nobody on the same page right now offensively. Coffeyville, that one goes incomplete. Carson Proctor, again, thought he had a curl play with a little bubble screen off to his right side, and the wide receiver was thinking end zone. So, incomplete pass. That brings up 2nd down and 10. 2 running backs in the backfield with Proctor and 3 wide once again. They'll hand it off this time, and Garden City all over the runner. And, in fact, he might lose a yard there. So 2nd and 10 turns into 3rd and long. And what they've done all night is they've gotten to 3rd down within 20 seconds of the drive starting. It is now 4:15 to go in the quarter, and Proctor, again, there's no huddle involved. You got 25 on the play clock. You really got to eat up some of that play clock as they try and get the correct call from the sideline to try and get the play right. Now it looks like they're going to take some time, and in fact the officials will stop the clock. They need to chit-chat a little bit, and oh no, it looks like we may have something wrong over here on this sideline, as there is an individual right now down, seeking some attention right now, as well as there is an individual. I'm not sure if it's a player or if it's a staff member. In fact, it does look more like a staff member of the Coffeyville Red Ravens on this near side sideline. And again, everything has stopped right now for this. I'm trying to see if it is a player, if there's a number. But, again, a lot of attention has really been directed over to this side of the sideline. I didn't see if it was – I don't think there was contact. I don't think there was what may have happened there. It is a player. So a player has gone down for Coffeyville. He is very slow to get up. It's a lineman.
75.
As the Red Ravens, if it's 75, that'd be Jalen Jones. Again, the numbers, just trying to get it correctly depicted.
76, one of the two.
75, if it was 76, it'd be Zach Terry. Either one, both offensive linemen, but slow to get up. Scary stuff there from Jalen Jones, especially with a non-contact type of situation. So here we go, 3rd and long. Proctor now lines up, wants to throw in the shotgun, has to leave the pocket, has to now leave with it to close to the 1st down marker, and I think he slid just shy of it. And I think he's going to be about 3 yards short, maybe 4. 4th and 4 coming up. So Carson Proctor scrambling from the pocket. We saw him have some success with that in one game during this year, but it doesn't work for him there. They come up short of the 1st down. 4th down and 4 coming up. So the punt unit back out on the football field. And once again, only a 60-second drive is all that Coffeyville could sustain there. So the punt crew back out, and more importantly, the return man right around the 45. Great field position ensuing here for Garden City, and they brought the house as well. A lot of pressure against the punter, but he gets off a good one, and a fair catch made right around the 47-yard line. Coffeyville special teams all over it. No return made, but still pretty good field position.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, they're winning the field position battle due to inability to move the football by the Coffeyville offense.
3:11 until we head to the 4th quarter of play. This game continually turns into bad news for Coffeyville. In that first half, it was nothing but turnovers as well as untimely penalties that really hurt them. And now it's just the inability to get anything done on the offensive side of the football, and then just trying to keep up defensively. So now 3 wide here for Moore. Quarterback for Garden City takes the snap on his own 45. Little draw play. They hand it off up the middle, and a good 4-yard pickup will bring up 2nd down and 6, maybe 7, as they inch closer to midfield. They're right on midfield. Bring out a couple new substitutions. Is, again, almost impossible to defend when they are that good, when both of them are. The running backs, in which I speak for Garden City, because when one of them gets tired, you can bring out one that is just as equally talented. It's unbelievable. As here they go, quickly snap the football. They give it to the other running back, right side, and he does pick up the 1st down. So an easy 5-6 yards picked up, and the chains will move. Now under 3 to play, and Garden City moving their way down the football field with force like they have. And again, right now, as much as the defense has kept them within striking distance and even got them within one possession back in that first half, they're looking tired. The fatigue is setting in.
Yeah, at this point of the game, it's just with the offense's inability to do anything, it's really hurting this defense.
It really has. Only 60 seconds is the break that they got. Another run play, right side, 5 yards, easy, and he gets another 3, maybe 4. So he's about a yard short. So 5 yards untouched, and then 4 yards after the initial contact. 2nd down and 1. That shows a lot of fatigue here. No doubt about it. I think also what's affecting them, even this late in the ball game and the score where it's at, Garden City continues to use. This is the first huddle that we've seen in the last maybe quarter or two, but they've really hustled to the offensive line, and they're very quick out of the huddle as well. From the huddle, now ready for the snap. Moore waiting on it. In the pistol, they'll hand it off again. 2nd and short, and I think he may have gotten it. All he needed was about a yard, maybe 2. He's very, very close. The line judges, they are right on top of the marker there. I don't think they're going to give it to him. I think it's just shy. 3rd down and short. About a foot is all they need. Why go to anything else besides the run game here? Now 80 seconds till we head to the 4th quarter. Still a big deficit here for Coffeyville. We've seen crazier things in the world of sports, but this is going to be a very difficult comeback for them in the 4th quarter. It's the number 2 team in the country, a talented defensive core. Not only that, but this offense, they just don't like to get off the football field very often. So here they are in the pistol once again, 3rd and short, and they just kind of dive and extend their way to the first down. Looks like the first down was picked up, though very, very close. Coffeyville did a good job there on 3rd and, again, maybe a foot, but I think they are going to give them the foot. It looks to be right, again, still right on the line. The line judges aren't quite giving it to him yet. I believe they might want a measurement. And it looks to be waiting on a measure. I'm not exactly sure where the officials are going. No call has been changed. The chains will not move, and we are waiting on the chain gang. So here they come on out. We'll get an official measurement here as 3rd and a foot would turn this into 4th and, I'm telling you, inches. So here is the official call as the chain down. The original line of scrimmage around the 42-yard line. The ball right around the 43. So it is on the line, and I'm telling you, the nose of the football is over the first down marker. So first down picked up there from Garden City. Good job to move the chains. And, again, all run game. When you can do that with the run game, that's a pretty powerful offense. When you don't even have to entertain throwing the football to try and pick up those first downs. Not only that, 3rd and very short. That's what 3rd and short can do for you. When you only need a foot, your playbook becomes very, very optionable. 2 options, wide receivers for them, though again they go to the run game. Left side and an easy 5-6 yards picked up on the ground. And right now this is just a stat-packing game for the 2 running backs in the backfield. It's what this second half has turned into for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of whatever Garden wants to do with the football in the second half. And it's probably going to continue that way in the 4th quarter. There's no need for them to rush. They can take their time. They can hand it off, and it doesn't matter who they're giving it to. It's working right now.
Final play of the 3rd quarter. I'm not sure if they'll even get it off. 3-2-1 goes the play clock and the game clock. So that will do it for 3 quarters of play. It's going to be a tough 4th quarter for the Red Ravens to come back from. We'll be back here in 60 seconds on 98.1. It's 37-15. Garden City with the lead.
Bull Ass Montana here.
Oh, Bull.
No, really, I am. Bull Ass Montana here at Lay's Archery and Guns. Now the archery season's here. We're here to get you ready.
I'm always ready, Bull.
Ah, yes. Anyway, when you buy a bow this month, we'll throw in a 50% off on camo clothing.
That's half off.
That's right. 50% on all camo clothing when you buy a new bow.
That's at Lay's Archery and Guns, just 1 mile south of the Deering Y and half mile east on Road 1250.
And be sure to stop and get your hunting and fishing license.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
And welcome back in. We've got a fresh 15 minutes up on the board. Teams have switched side, and Garden City's offense back out on the field, now moving left to right. As again, final 15 here in the ball game. 2nd down and 4 upcoming for the Broncbusters. They'll line up on the Coffeyville 27-yard line, and it is 37-15. As it has been a brutal second half, statistically speaking, offensively for the Red Ravens. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Now we're just waiting on the first play of the fourth quarter. I'm not too sure what it has to do, but the officials are speaking with the quarterback right now as, again, just kind of waiting between those two to finish it. But real quick, just total yards on the offense there, Matt. I know it wasn't good, but Coffeyville, what was the offensive generation back in that
30 plays, 130 yards compared to 64 for 308 for Garden City.
Yep, you've got to sustain your drives, and you've got to stay out on the football field longer than you are. 2nd and 4, here it is. Single back in the backfield. Wisely hangs on to the football, now has to throw it. Wide open over the middle is a tight end, and he picks up the first down, and that is a heads-up play. We talk about their running backs left and right, and that the quarterback right there. He had the option of handing it off to his running back. Instead, he hangs on to it, just peels out, and finds his tight end in the flat. First down picked up. That was a big veteran move.
Yeah, big play. Big play. Great job to keep it, roll out, and find the open tight end. And we're at the point where the passing game's even working tonight, so that spells even more trouble for Coffeyville. The big difference in this game, 56 rushes for 281 yards compared to 16 for 15 for Coffeyville.
Ooh, that is
16
rough right
for
there.
15.
Flag on the offensive side. False start against Garden City as the whistle will stop the play once again. But you said maybe get the run game generated. It doesn't seem like there is any run game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just doing something. Here's Marco Lee's longest run of the night. 16 yards.
16-yarders. Man,
and that's how many, and they have 15 total yards.
It's been a very rough game offensively.
So that's kind of where they're at offensively.
Besides the 90-plus yard connection in the first quarter, they have not scored offensively. It was the defense that did and made this game a one-possession game. Little screenplay here to the running back to the 15-yard line, gets close to the 10 as he dives his way there and, again, exposed himself to the defensive lineman. But he was able to make an accurate throw. Screenplay only goes for about 3 yards there. Sometimes you get really big yardage, and sometimes it can really hurt you there, though Garden City does get some positive yards. 3 yards picked up, 2nd and 7 coming up.
If you take away the 95-yard touchdown, Coffeyville has 20 yards passing and 15 yards rushing.
Yeah, the big play was the answer, in my opinion. Coming into this game, Coffeyville needed to have multiple big plays. They've only had one in this game, and you can see the scoreboard now. 37-15, 2nd and long, and straight up the middle they go with the football again, and he picks up the first down on the ground. Coffeyville has been unable to stop that ground game. Garden City has done an admirable job of mixing it up. They go to the edge. They go all the way to the sideline. They sweep their wide receivers sometimes. And then here recently they are just running straight up the middle of the football field and almost untouched till they got to the linebackers there. Great blocking, overpowered, and again, tired, to say the least, I'm sure, is this Coffeyville defense. They've spent a lot of time on the football field. Waiting on the snap, here is Moore. Pistol formation, they'll hand it off again, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage. Coffeyville avoids that. As what was that through the first 3 quarters time of possession looking like? As I'm sure Garden City holds this one as I hear a chuckle. I don't even know if I want to know at this point. As again, Garden City has sustained drives, Coffeyville has not. What are those numbers like?
32-49 for Garden, 12-11, over 20 minutes difference between the two. Well, I did not think it was that bad.
There is your big difference maker right there. The lack of the big plays and then lack of even being on the football field. Here it is, 2nd and goal for Garden City. They got a wide receiver out to the left, though they hand it off again. To the 3-yard line, flag on the field, touchdown Garden City. Though I'm thinking this one's going to be coming back, and due to the location of it, most likely a hold on the offensive side. We'll see exactly what it is, and it was. Holding on the offensive side, that will be a nice little relief there for the Coffeyville offense as they avoid a defense rather, as they avoid another score given up, but still within striking distance here is Garden City. That'll move down 2nd and goal now to the 14-yard line, so 10
just
yards.
More rushing yards that running back can
just pack on the stats a little bit more. That's basically what this second half has turned into here for Garden City, especially the rushing game. As here in this ball game, it's turned into a one-sided affair. And it's going to stay that way unless, again, when they come out and just start scoring left and right here. Wants to throw the football, 2nd and long from the 14, now inside the 5. Makes the catch, dives, touchdown, Garden City. And they are back on the board once again. 43 to 15, excuse me, as they look to tack on one more. That would make it 44 to 15 here in this ball game. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other scores this time around the Division I world here in the top 25. Washington State, Stanford. That's a good game in the fourth quarter. Stanford right now down by 7. It's 38-31. Stanford, though, with the football inside Washington State territory here as Garden City comes back out. They look to kick on the PAT. Waiting on it now. As that one, good clean snap, goes through the uprights, and it is good. And for us locally and for Matt as well, big halftime lead for Oklahoma State on Texas, number 6 team in the country, 31-14. We'll have more scores around the D1 world as well as the NJCAA. Coffeyville now down big, 44-15, back in a minute on 98.1 KUSN.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to take care of my banking and the internet's down.
So what's the problem? Just give Dana a call at Community State Bank and she'll take care of it in person.
I don't bank at Community State Bank. It's an online bank. My bank's not just down the street. It's in, well, I'm not really sure where it's at.
Wow, I wouldn't bank anywhere but Community State Bank. They have great online and mobile banking services, so I still do most of my banking online. But when I need it, it's sure great to talk to somebody I know face to face.
Hi, this is Dana from Community State Bank. We offer all the convenience along with the services you want and need, and even throw in a friendly face to help you personally when you need it. Community State Bank, Coffeyville's only locally owned and operated bank.
Back here on 98.1 KUSN, it is Red Raven football on your home for Red Raven football all through the 2018 season. There is the return for the Coffeyville Red Ravens. Doesn't get much more than 10 on the ground, past the 20-yard line, and at the 22 is where they will start this drive. We got 11:50 left in this ball game. It's 44-15. This game really looking out of reach for Coffeyville. We've seen crazier things, but it's going to have to start on this drive right here, right now. Carson Proctor makes his way back out onto the turf. We'll see what kind of setup that they have. It looks like they want to go 3 wide receivers with this package, and Monte Thomas in the backfield, and he's normally that receiving running back. So looking maybe to throw it here on first down from the shotgun. Proctor, he does want to throw. They only rush 3, and he has to leave the pocket and looks behind, and he throws behind his intended receiver, Andre Thomas Cobb. He was under some pressure, had to throw off his back shoulder, but Matt, he was wide open. Thomas Cobb overthrown, and that's on Carson Proctor.
Yeah, Carson, it's a holding call, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but Proctor's throwing one accurate pass tonight. It was a 95-yard touchdown.
Yes, it was. As you had mentioned, the penalty is a 10-yard holding penalty on the offensive line of Coffeyville, so that will push it back 10 yards. Not helping themselves out here to start off this drive, certainly, as it's now 1st and 20. 11:45 to go in the ball game. 3 wide for Proctor, 2 of them to the left, and he's in the shotgun. A snap I'm not sure he was ready for, but he fields it cleanly. Throws it over the middle, and it looked like some contact on Thomas Cobb there. He was looking for a flag. Incomplete pass, and they're not going to get the flag from either end. 3rd down, and a very, actually still 2nd down now with the penalty, but a very long ways to go with that penalty even taking place behind the line of scrimmage. So it was 10 yards back from the line of, from the spot of the foul. 2nd and 23 coming up here for the Red Ravens. 3 wide, 2 to his left, 1 to his right. He's got a pair of running backs to the backfield with him as Proctor in the shotgun takes the snap. Little bubble screen to the left side. Nice spin move, but he steps out of bounds as he just needed 1 more foot of space there. Over there is Giles, the receiver. But, again, 1 more foot, and I think he would have picked up 15, 20 yards easily. Instead, he steps out.
Yeah, he had some room there on the sideline, just couldn't stay in bounds. Starting to pick something up. We're starting to do something here, so looks positive as we hit 3rd down and, 14?
Still got a mile to go on 3rd down, certainly, but promising there on that play. Looking for another one. 4 wide here, 2 to each side for Coffeyville as Proctor lines up again in the shotgun. That's Thomas in the backfield with him. Everybody leaves, and already Proctor has to leave the pocket under pressure, throws right and incomplete. Another inaccurate pass, but that right there, I mean, Garden City only rushed 3. They spied a 4th man, but they got to Proctor way too quickly.
Yeah, he's been under a lot of pressure tonight. He's been hit. Of course, the safety. Sometimes his arm's been hit. Ball's been knocked down at the line of scrimmage. I feel like he's been running for his life. That was one of those situations where he was under pressure immediately. Sometimes it's his own fault where he's holding on to the ball too long.
We do have a couple upset alerts in D1 as they are continuing on. Texas A&M, the 16th ranked team in the nation right now, getting beat by Mississippi State, as there is another punt that looked like it may have gotten some contact with, but Coffeyville gets it off. It's fielded by Garden City around midfield and brought down at the 45. Looking for the face mask penalty, as I did kind of see some extra contact over there, though no flag was taken.
It was on the back. I think he grabbed the back of the jersey and pulled him down that way.
It seemed, again, way up here, you can't really see exactly where the hands were.
You saw the head jerk down, but I think that was from the hand coming. It looked like it didn't look like the other hand was far enough up to be pulling on the face mask, and the officials agree.
Well, we'll see what the offense does here as they took their time last drive. They've got 10:58 to burn off till they move to 8-0 on the year. An undefeated Garden City team not looking like they're going to miss a beat here in this ball game. Again, they go to the run game. Makes a nice move up the middle. First down picked up before he's even really touched. And I'll tell you what, he brushes off the defensive line. He makes a good juke past the linebacking core, and if it wasn't for getting tripped up, he would have gotten another 15 yards. This run team is just completely taking over this ball game. And now waiting on the chains to get set, and the teams as well, bringing some subs out there. But again, we'll look at that. Mississippi State up 15 on A&M. 28-13 with 2:17 to go in the fourth. That'll be a fun, exciting finish to watch there as the snap here from Moore is now handed off. Up the middle again in the pistol. Picks up an easy 6 yards there and continues to just stack on the stats tonight. Other games that are continuing on, we got a good one on the West Coast as Stanford and Washington State. That game is all tied up at 38 apiece. Washington State with the football. Again, they are in Stanford down there in California. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. The other games happening right now. Again, another upset alert. Syracuse, the Fighting Orange, up by 7 on NC State with plenty of time in the fourth quarter right now, so that game still has a good chance for them to maybe come back. 2nd down and 4 coming. The handoff left side, untouched, wide open hole, takes it 25 yards to the end zone. And that was the defensive line just getting beat, plain and simple, though I see quite a lot of chatter on that far side. I don't see a flag.
I don't see a flag either, but no one else is really acting like it's a touchdown.
A lot of chatter on that far side, and it looks like it is a flag. I did not see any flag thrown, but it must have been very subtly almost, laid down there on the turf. But hey, Coffeyville will take it. It takes a touchdown off the scoreboard. It takes it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And I'll tell you what, Coffeyville will take it. Untouched, Matt. That was, that's just fatigue and tiredness setting into the defensive line. Normally a very dominant part. Again, their secondary, the strongest part of this defense, but man, that was, they got beat bad. They got beat bad on that play. We'll see how they respond now as they saved a touchdown there. With the penalty was Garden City. Now a sweep play again. Wide receiver going from left to right, has to come up with something here. He was pushed behind, now just makes his way back up to the original line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 7 turns into 3rd and the same. 3rd and 7 coming up, 9:30 to go in the ball game. And that clock will run. Garden City on the Coffeyville 31-yard line.
Yeah, let's not forget, Sam, this is a Garden City team who had a disappointing season last year, but they're 2 years removed from a national championship.
Yes, they are.
They won the Community College National Championship 2 years ago, and lost a couple games last year, lost a bowl game, but are right back into that situation this year.
3rd and long, wants to throw the football deep down the right side to the end zone, incomplete, and Garden City tried to take a strike down the right side. That Interesting play call here. You're up by a substantial amount, and you're taking trips down the football field trying to take it into the end zone. Maybe that was just trying to make up for the missed touchdown due to the penalty.
You know, I mentioned earlier these teams don't necessarily like each other. Coffeyville is the team with the history, and it's a lot of history between Coffeyville and Butler, and so they kind of feel like, you know, they're the OU Texas, okay, and Garden City's the newer, kind of fresher. Up and coming, you know, they just won a national championship. They were good last year.
Trying to take the top of the hill here at this point.
And so it's just kind of a hey, we're really good.
Fourth down throw, wants to, now forces Moore to leave the pocket. He's in trouble. Coffeyville trying to get to him, and he gets forced out of bounds. And with a lead like that, you can take that kind of play. He avoids all injury, and he runs out of bounds on fourth down. He does turn the ball over, so Coffeyville will get it back. Great job from the defense. A side of the football right now that seemingly is so tired, getting beat basically on every play, comes up big there on that, though there is a flag down on the football field. I'll be interested to see.
You got to think this is holding. Or maybe on the sideline.
2-minute motion.
And it will be it's another offensive penalty, illegal shift. It will be declined, though, because that penalty coming on fourth down and the play not picking up a first down. Coffeyville back out on the football field. 8:53 to go in the ball game. It's 44-15 as the offense makes their way back out there. Other games happening now in the third quarter. Notre Dame up big on Navy. That's 30-14. And then again, we'll keep you updated with OSU and Texas, as again the sixth team in the country down to Oklahoma State 31-14 at halftime. Proctor back out in the shotgun formation, waiting on the snap now, 3 wide. There is the snap. As they'll go up the middle with the football, or in fact it is a new quarterback taking the snaps there. It's not number 14, it's number 13, Cody Wilstead. So the big man comes in, the transfer out of BYU, but Matt, you had mentioned he hasn't played in quite a few times. He did get some touches in Highland, but it's been quite a few years since he's had full-speed football.
Yeah, he played in high school and finished that in 2014. Went on mission as a Mormon. Went to BYU, redshirted, and now is here. And so he hadn't really played much football in between then, at least full pads.
And Wilstead hands it off, and they go up the middle on a draw play, and that one kind of pays off for him. That's Hopkins, so you're going to start to see some new players out there, as Hopkins getting some carries, Wilstead getting some snaps as well in the quarterback position, and a first down picked up on the draw play. 4 wide receivers here for Wilstead. He lines up in the shotgun. Not only that, he comes in at 6'7", so definitely the kind of presence in your pocket that you want. They go back to the run game. Hopkins gets dragged down right around the line of scrimmage. He maybe got a foot, and it'll be second down and 9, maybe even 10. 45-yard line is where the ball will be placed. And again, under 8 minutes to go, we're going to be seeing quite a few new names out there. Marco Lee now in from the sideline as Hopkins will go get some fresh air. 4 wide receivers here for Wilstead. 2 to each side. A slot receiver to each side for him to choose from. Second down and 9 coming up from the 45. 7:25 to go in the game. Waiting on the snap. Low snap, but he's able to get to it. Now leaves the pocket. Flag on the field, and he throws this one into the stands just to avoid the sack, though. I'm thinking this one's going to be pushed back 10 yards due to the location of the flag. Most likely a holding penalty on its way. And it was indeed a holding penalty on the offensive line. Well, actually, it was not on the offensive line. It was on Kendrick Jones, a wide receiver, number 6 on that far side.
See that very often?
No, you do not. So trying to give Wilstead a little bit of extra time. It cost him 10 yards. So it'll be second down and 19 coming up here. 44-15 is our score here from Coffeyville. We have some final scores for you as a top 10 matchup, Florida versus Georgia. That was a fun one, though. Georgia runs away with it 36-17. And Boomer Sooner, Oklahoma gets the win today, 51-14 over Kansas State. That was a pretty handled win there for OU. Waiting on the snap now. Here's Proctor, second and 9, or Wilstead rather. There's a habit for you. Takes the snap, throws it out in the flat to his running back, and Lee gets up close to the original line of scrimmage, and he trips over himself. And he almost made a very, very good move to get away from the defender, though his feet came out from under him. Slips up there and brings up third down and about 12. As no, not Proctor out there anymore. It's Wilstead. Proctor has struggled to find any, and again, he's not turning the ball over tonight. He's just not throwing it very accurate. He's had one accurate pass, and it came all the way back in that first quarter. 4 wide, 3rd and 12. Here's Wilstead. Waiting on the snap, gets it now, looks left, wants to throw, throws it over, out route, near the first down marker, though I think he's going to be a couple yards short as they get it over midfield. Needed to get to the 46-yard line. I think they got to the 48. That's Josh Moore on the reception. And they made a big old mess over here on this sideline. They hit a couple coaches, hit a couple players standing around, and that certainly happens on a football field when you got the whole team standing right there on the sideline. So everybody gets up okay, though, and a very 4th and short coming up here for the Red Ravens. They keep the offense on the field. Wilstead in the shotgun. Didn't like the first place. Now he changes it from the scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to each side, and looks like Marco Lee in the backfield with them. If not, it's Hopkins. 4th down and short, waiting on it, wants to throw. Wilstead looks left, has Moore to the 45. First down picked up, and he walks out of bounds. And a great job there by the Red Ravens, just very shortly moving down the football field, getting what they needed. First down picked up.
Yeah, Wilstead looks good. He's throwing the ball with a lot of zip. He's accurate. He's got time to throw. Sometimes when you switch quarterbacks, it gives that offensive line a kind of a new vigor, and it's working.
1st and 10 from the Garden City 43-yard line. Wilstead will change up the play again from the line of scrimmage as he saw something in the defense there. I like that as well, taking the initiative. 4 wide for him, and he's got Marco Lee in the backfield with him. Immediately has to leave the pocket. He's in trouble now as to get rid of it. Has a man in the flat, almost caught, as that was Kendrick Jones. In fact, wasn't his intended receiver, was trying to go to Thomas Cobb, overthrew him, and almost got to Kendrick Jones behind him.
Yeah, it's almost a fantastic play by Jones on the backside, although I kind of feel like Cobb should have come up with that. It was a little high, but it did hit him right through his hands, and he's a very sure-handed receiver, probably should have caught it.
Well, you talk about that, resurgent and vigor for the offensive line right there. I didn't see it. He didn't have more than a half a second to escape that pocket. He had to get out of there very quickly.
Yes.
He did a good job in getting that ball out of there and incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Here's Wilstead on the snap, looks left. Quick throw and incomplete. That one hits the turf, just underthrows his man here as he was looking for number 85, Nicholas Hernandez. As incomplete pass brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, that just a little rush throw there by Wilstead, and got it down, threw it a little lower than he would have liked. But, he looks, him and Proctor both, they look like good quarterbacks. Just the composure in the pocket, and Wilstead's a big dude, 6'8".
Yes, he is. He is very large in comparison to his counterpart running backs, and Deshaun Massey, 5'5". Marco Lee standing right next to him as well, just shy of 6 feet. So here's Wilstead waiting on the snap, throws it deep down the right side, looking inside the 10, and right idea, but didn't have his man back there in double coverage as well. And 3rd down and 10 turns into 4th and long. Good idea, but just a little bit overthrown.
Almost. That's the first time I've really seen Wilstead take a shot down the field as well this season. He didn't take really any. He threw a couple of picks against Highland, and he got popped. He took a hit as he threw that football.
Yes, he did, as we'll give you some updates tonight. World Series in action on the West Coast as well. The L.A. Dodgers hitting the top of the 7th with a 4-0 lead.
I like it.
On the Red Sox, as it's, just a brutal World Series for me to watch right now.
I don't like it really either way, but I like it more for the Dodgers.
It's baseball. It's the love of baseball, no doubt. But here's 4 wide now, back down to football. That's Wilstead in the shotgun formation. 4 wide again on 4th down, and everybody moves. It looked like Wilstead was actually the one that will be called for the false start. So I think he made an extra motion with his legs. Yeah. Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw it. You don't see it very often.
False start, offense, number 52.
No, it was not. It was on the line, so they won't call it in. Maybe it was a lineman that urged Wilstead to create that movement, but yeah, it looked like the quarterback may have been the first one to move there.
Drew Brees got hit with a false start earlier this year, and you don't see quarterbacks get hit with them very
often.
Not
very often. They are usually the ones with the snap count right in their head. Instead, 4 wide now, 4th and long after the 5-yard penalty. 4 wide, low snap. Wilstead, he's in trouble, has to roll out of the pocket. He gets hit as he throws, and actually the ball comes out.
I think
he may have been considered down. but I'm not sure. They haven't given an indication. They're going to call it Garden City football. The ball came out of his hands, and they give up the football. So Wilstead, nothing that you can do about that. Impressive couple throws there. Maybe the only tip that you take away from that, instead of trying to throw it while getting hit, just tuck away and take the down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was necessarily a fumble or not, but it was 4th down. And he's sacked. They get the ball at the same spot anyway.
Either way, yeah, wouldn't have mattered from that point on. But yeah, just kind of it wasn't necessarily a fumble. It was almost like the defender had come in from behind and kind of taken the football out of his hands as he was making the tackle. Either way, Broncbusters with great starting field position at the Coffeyville 38-yard line. We've got 5:24 left in the ball game, and still a wide margin, 44-15. They'll hand it off again up the middle, and 2 yards on the ground at most. Still on his feet though, and finally gets wrapped up and taken down. 2nd and 8 upcoming here for the Broncbusters, down to the 35-yard line. And important matter right there, just got to keep that clock running here if you're Garden City. Is just hoping to run this game out, trying to limit injury as well. Garden City, it will be one of the games of the year, undoubtedly. The best offensive team, believe it or not, is not Garden City within the Jayhawk Conference. It is Hutchinson. Hutchinson sits atop. They have forced more points. They have scored more times, as Garden City will line up here on 2nd down and 7. They'll hand it off again. Run left side, has a few blockers, now dips back up the middle, and just puts his head down for a pickup of about 4 or 5. But again, Hutchinson scoring a substantial amount of points on the year. That actually finds them atop of the Jayhawk Conference, even though they have 1 loss. That's an overall loss. They are unbeaten within the Jayhawk Conference, as is Garden City. So next week, Garden City has to travel to Hutch. That will be a fun game to keep in contact with. So 3rd and short coming up for the Broncbusters. From the 35, they will stretch up. I think they're short. They needed to get down to about the 28-yard line, and they are short. They're about a yard short, so they get it down. 4th and 1 coming up. Game clock now at 4 minutes to go here in this ball game. As Coffeyville, again, this is our last for sure home ball game of the year. And then next week, traveling to Ellsworth, Iowa for that game. Matt and I will not be on the call.
The only game we don't do all year long,
Indeed
Sam.
It will, as Ellsworth, quite the drive. 4th and a very short one here, as Garden City will line up to run again. First down picked up past the 25, close to the 20. And that is really going to hurt this ball game right there. That may put the icing on the cake, as with that first down, they're going to be able to run this down probably within inside 2 minutes. So, and that's not without picking up another first down either. So if they do that, that's basically the ball game. We got 3:25 to go here in this one, as it has turned into quite the blowout here for Garden City. We knew it was going to be a tough test, and they did exactly what I wanted them to do, and probably the only shot. Come out right away and kind of smack Garden City right in the face with some big plays. They got one big play, and that was it. And then they got a big play from the defensive side, but I wasn't talking defensive. I was talking this offense going down and generating points, as the first run play here on this drive goes for about a yard. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, the game started out great. We actually went into halftime with some, you go into halftime thinking, if you don't allow the fumble and you don't give up the safety, this game is tied, except for those things happen, so you trail by 8. And then the next thing you know, you don't score any points in the second half, and they run away with it.
44-15 is where the score is at right now. 2nd down and 8 coming up as Moore looks to the sideline. He changes the play from the line of scrimmage. They'll move now to the shotgun formation. 3 wide still, 2 to his left, and he'll hang on to the football. A little quarterback option play, and he'll take it 9, maybe 10 yards, and in fact he will pick up the first down there. So a good decision to hang on to the football, and there's the first down that we were talking about. That may be the ball game if they don't try and punch it in and rub a little bit more salt on the wound here against the Red Ravens.
Yeah, I bet they punched this in.
Yeah, no, they certainly haven't. At any point in this ball game have they looked like they had wanted to let up off of the gas pedal. Now we're at 120 seconds to go in this ball game, but
knowing this coach, they're going to probably punch this in.
As knowing this coach, knowing these two teams, Matt, you made a very good point. Garden City trying to be what Coffeyville is historically. But run play, left side, inching their way closer to the end zone. He is just shy, gets to about the 3-yard line. But Coffeyville, historically, the team to beat. Team to beat certainly here in the SEK. Butler up there really started to challenge Coffeyville after overtime. But Independence in that rivalry, Coffeyville owns that rivalry. They notched their 80th win last year. So down here in this area, Coffeyville really was, the big team to beat historically. They always have been, still are. And Garden City winning that 2016 national championship really kind of put them in that mindset. Here's a second down run. I think he stretches himself out close to the end zone, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. So a second down run there comes up short. We're now down to 60 seconds here in this ball game. That'll be third down and goal upcoming. It'll be on the 1-yard line, as it definitely seems like the Broncbusters want one more before we head into our Red Ravens post-game report. When we are there, we will try our best to come up with a Simple Simons player of the game, as well as give you a full recap of this one as they bring everybody, but he stretches into the end zone. Touchdown, Garden City. Coffeyville brought the house. I mean, they rushed 9, maybe 10 guys, almost got to him in the backfield. Instead, he stretches out and gets the touchdown. It is 50-15 is the score in this ball game, dating back to Fort Scott. That game was just about as bad as this one. 57-17 was the score there. Right now, 50-15 here. So definitely not looking good for the Red Ravens. Again, Matt, you mentioned it in the pregame and all throughout the game. This offensive style doesn't match up well for Coffeyville defensively, as that field goal goes straight through the kick and through the uprights. It's 51-15. We'll take another break here on 98.1 KUSN. We'll be back in a minute with our final moments of the fourth quarter.
When it comes to a time of loss, more folks around here trust and rely on the David W. Barnes Funeral Home. It could be because of their compassionate care. It could be because of their guaranteed superior service, or maybe because of their fair and honest prices, or just maybe for all of these reasons, more folks trust the David W. Barnes Funeral Home during a time of loss. The David W. Barnes Funeral Home at 306 North Klein in Coffeyville, an independent, family-owned business. Industrial strength for your home? You can get it at 4 State Maintenance Supply in Coffeyville. The same quality products the big companies use are available for retail sale at 4 State Maintenance Supply. From cleaning chemicals to paper products, even upright vacuums. A lot better than you'd find at the big box stores. They can last up to 10 years or longer, and they cost a lot less than you'd think. Run your house like a business, getting more value for your money. Shop 4 State Maintenance Supply on North Klein in Coffeyville.
We got under a minute to go in this ball game, and after scoring another touchdown, Garden City here on the kickoff, though an illegal procedure is on its way as that kickoff goes well out of bounds. So Coffeyville will have some fairly good starting field position, but down by a mile. It's 51-15 here, 39 seconds to go in this ball game. I'm Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan. Very happy to have you along with us, whether you're listening over the stream, over our website at kggfradio.com, or right here on 98.1 KUSN. Happy to have you along with us all through the game. One of our final home presentations here may be, in fact, as that resolution prep game, of course, ensuing. We'll have more information on that when that game gets closer to us. And then next week, Coffeyville on the road to Ellsworth. But for now, it is Garden City Community College for another 39 seconds, as now we wait on, again, the defenders in for the substitution time. There it was. Yes, they did have the time to get the defenders in to substitute, and they'll hand it off to Hopkins. Hopkins drops the football, and Wilstead did fall on it, though they called Hopkins down. So Hopkins' fumble will not count. It will be a down play. So 33 seconds to go here on the clock. I'm not sure. And there it is. It continues to run there. As it was a running play, was wondering why it was not running. Now under 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Second down and long coming up. There's about a 0.5-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. So this may be probably the final game of this, final play of this ball game. Here's the snap from Wilstead. They'll hand it off again. That's Hopkins on the draw play. Draw play goes to past the 40, close to the 45, and almost picks up the first down. And 3-2-1 goes to clock. That will do it. Coffeyville gets beat big at home by the number 2 team in the nation. It's 51-15 here from Veterans Memorial Stadium, as Garden City very happy to take away this win here. Coffeyville, a lot of areas to improve. Matt and I will definitely dive into that as Man, I'll tell you what, lots of areas where Coffeyville needs to improve from week to week. They've got another test next week in Ellsworth, and resolution prep again ensuing. We'll have more information on that. But for now, Coffeyville loses at home. It's 51-15 is the final score here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. That will do it for our game broadcast. Don't forget about our post-game report coming up here where we will crown our Simple Simons Player of the Game coming up here just very shortly on 98.1 KUSN. Again, thanks for tuning in with us over the stream, on the app, or on 98.1 KUSN. That's FM. We'll be back here in just a few short minutes from commercials with our post-game report on KUSN.
It's a tequila tasting, and you're invited. Gillum Retail Liquor in Coffeyville will be hosting a tequila tasting this Thursday from 4 until 6 p.m. Anyone 21 and over is invited, but you must bring your ID. So come on out this Thursday from 4 until 6 and enjoy this special tequila tasting event only at Gillum Retail Liquor, 1713 West 8th Street in Coffeyville.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Introducing the grand opening of Patriot Chevrolet of Bartlesville, bringing you a new way to buy a Chevrolet. From price to selection to engines for life, Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville wants to be your dealer. Only Patriot Chevrolet in Bartlesville will discount new 2018 Silverado trucks $12,000 off MSRP. That's $12,000 off new Silverado 1500 trucks.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Patriot will discount the ever-popular 2018 Chevrolet Equinox $6,200. That's $6,200 off new 2018 Equinoxes. And you're home to the $13,900 2018 Cruze. And at Patriot Chevrolet, your new vehicle comes with engines for life. Patriot Chevrolet, Southeast Adams Boulevard, Bartlesville, or online at bartlesvillechevy.com.
Patriot Chevrolet, Bartlesville.
Chevrolet, find new roads. Silverado stock 180146, MSRP 43405, Equinox 190141, MSRP 28095, Cruze 180150.
Keep it simple with great food at great prices. That's what you'll find at Simple Simon's Pizza in Coffeyville. Oh, yes, you'll find great pizza and a whole lot more, like calzones, wings, breadsticks, and sandwiches. Stop in today for a Coffeyville favorite, the Simple Simon's Lunch Buffet. Simple Simon's makes it easy for you to dine in, carry out, or delivery. Simple Simon's Pizza, 807 West 11th in Coffeyville. Simple Simon's, simply delicious.
Now stay tuned for the Red Raven postgame show, brought to you by Four State Maintenance Supply, the David W. Barnes Funeral Home, Coffeyville Sleep-Ins and Suites, Acme Foundry, Windsor Place, Community State Bank, Gillum Retail Liquor, Coffeyville Community College, and Lay's Archery and Guns. Now back to the stadium for the Red Ravens postgame show.
It is time for the Red Ravens postgame show here on 98.1 KUSN. Sam Speck alongside Matt Jordan here as we wrap things up from the field. It was a tough loss, to say the least, here for Coffeyville. They get big defeat here at home, 51-15 to the number 2 team in the nation, the Garden City Community College Broncbusters. As we'll just give you a quick recap of the abysmal stats. I'm not afraid to say that tonight offensively just could not match up against a tough Garden City team. They averaged 73 plays a game, Garden City, 72 plays this game, 351 yards that they went. That was on the ground. That was just alone on the ground, 72 plays rather, so they had thrown it a couple of more times. Total offensive plays, they went 84 plays for 413 yards compared to 45 plays for just 166 yards for the Red Ravens. The biggest one, here's the kicker, the time of possession is 42 minutes in favor of Garden City. That means for 17 minutes of this ball game, Coffeyville had the football, and for the
3 full quarters.
3 full quarters was in possession.
3 minutes shy of 3 full quarters
of the Broncbusters, a team that likes to establish the run early on. They didn't have anyone that went over 25 yards. That was Darius Hopkins, and in fact, he did it on a 24-yard run on the final play of the game. So that was their leading carrier, their leading passer, Carson Proctor. He had 120 yards, and 95 of those yards came on one play. It was on a 95 connection to Kendrick Jones all the way back in that first quarter. Kendrick Jones was up in our running for our Simple Simons Player of the Game, but tonight, it goes to one more.
I'm okay with giving it Co. I think
you?
they both. I mean, there's not a lot of positives. Those two created the only two positives.
All right,
I'm okay with giving our first ever Co. Simple Simons.
So we do have a 2. So Kendrick Jones will be included in that, but Marquise Bell, he'll get it back once more. Number 1 last week, he took the crown of our Simple Simons player of the game. He gets it once more this week as he made a couple of big plays. He blocked that field goal that was returned. I don't believe it was returned by him, but either way, it was his hand that got in the way there. They went back, drastically changed the momentum of this football game, and then obviously Garden City was able to come out in the second half and just kind of squash all of those hopes. So it was a rough one here from the beginning. As Matt, as lightly as you can, any final notes that you can walk away from this ball game here from Coffeyville from week to week as they got to go on the road against Ellsworth next week?
I just hope that they can beat Ellsworth, and then hopefully Resolution Prep doesn't cancel that game so we can beat them as well.
Yeah, so we can get back on the winning track here. This is a tough one to take. A sour loss here, certainly, as potentially one of the final home games here for Coffeyville. We'll let you know about that Resolution Prep game. But again, next week it is Ellsworth in Ellsworth, Iowa. We'll have that game not covered by Matt and I, but someone over there in Iowa will be on the call. Garden City moves to 8-0. Coffeyville back on the losing track, 4-5 now as we wrap things up. Back in our producing studios, it was Sam Reed on the board tonight, making sure we sounded just fine. Sam, thanks so much for working on a Saturday with us here as we wrap it up on a Saturday evening. It was a one-sided affair in that second half. Garden City gets the win. It was 51-15. So for Matt Jordan, any final notes before we run on out of here for the season, or are we just ready for basketball season?
Phil Kinley moves on to the second round.
There you go. More football. I don't think he's ready to get done with the football season.
I am excited to watch them play another home playoff game next Saturday or next Friday. And then, you know what? I'm actually going to enjoy a Saturday off next.
How about that? There you go. Yes, as they are on the road in Iowa, so some positive notes to take away. Yeah, Phil Kinley still in the playoffs, but kind of at this point in the year for the Red Ravens, it's been a tough season. So for Matt Jordan, I'm Sam Speck, and for Sam Reed back in the studio as well. We'll say so long for tonight on 98.1 KUSN. Garden City gets the win, 51-15 here on your home for Red Raven football, 98.1 KUSN.
You've been listening to an exclusive production of Coffeyville Community College Red Raven Football on US 98 KUSN, featuring announcers Sam Speck and Matt Jordan, traffic director Denise Gates, studio producer Samuel Reed, and executive producer John Leonard. Red Raven Football is brought to you on KUSN by Lay's Archery and Guns, Coffeyville Community College, Gillum Retail Liquor, Community State Bank, Windsor Place, Acme Foundry, Coffeyville Sleep In.